well be. I'm doing my.
Oh, you're
All
gonna be
right.
playing tournaments?
Yeah, I'll be playing tournaments because that's what allows me to make an excuse for whatever
Yeah,
chatting,
that's
making
cool.
making your Limon like return to the ring.
All
Right,
right.
we're on. We're gonna wait for these wild animals to come in. We want to talk about these virtual cards and anything else you
Okay.
want to talk about.
Sure, sure.
You're just so retired because of Bitcoin, huh?
I have a Decentraland.
Or DeFi.
Uh, I have I don't know. Yeah, mostly I have Bitcoin. I'd say like 90% of my holdings are Bitcoin.
Hmm.
But I got a
That you're
big
diversified.
I have sort of a big chunk of some other
Just in case.
stupid shit now.
I feel so dumb, but I have some backup stuff now. I'm back in the just in case it goes to the moon train.
Somebody says, Abe Lyman, have you ever read Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy? And if not, would you be interested in a copy? What's that? Have you ever heard of Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy?
No, there's so many books out. I don't even know. What are you reading? We're not even live yet.
Yeah, Wayne just discovered that there's lots of books. Thanks, Wayne. I was like, well, there's only 2 or 3 books, so I can't believe I didn't read this one.
No, but you know how it is. Like 20 years ago, there's like certain things that are like must
20
read.
years ago, there were still millions of books, Wayne.
But there were only several that were must read. Now there's like a bajillion
Really?
like must
Really,
reads.
really,
Sure.
in all the works of antiquity and human creativity from the beginning of the written word until
Here we
20 years
go.
ago, there were 1 or 2 books that you just sort of had to read.
Not
Now,
one
in the
or
last
two.
20 years, come on. There's at least 11 Pokemon books. Harry Potter. Yeah, you're right, Wayne. I think the last 20 years have been a golden age.
Here we go. Here we go. Huh?
I don't read books anyway, so what the fuck? I'm going to reply to the guy, no, I don't read books.
What are you replying to? We're not even like live yet. We should be live now though.
I don't, people who just message me on YouTube.
Oh.
But I'm interested.
Here we go. We're on.
But I'm interested in it. In, like, I don't know. I am interested in whatever it is. The book is called Blood Meridian.
I don't know, but I will definitely look it up before.
I'm interested in like the
afterwards.
Cliff Notes or something, whatever the overarch
Blood
the
Meridian.
I don't fucking know what I'm interested in. Why he wants me to be interested. That's what I'm interested in.
Do you actually take advice from these people, or just like you look it up? I don't know.
I would look. Yeah, I would look it up right now. I would look it up. I would
And
read
see.
like the page on it,
Yeah.
and then I'd be like, "Oh, that's horrible." No, or whatever. Or maybe I'd be like, "Oh, that's great," and it'd send me down some rabbit hole.
Hmm. Oh boy.
Okay, there. I've sent him a response. You never notice, Wayne, that I literally respond to every single person that ever has
Messaged
everybody.
you. It's. I mean, I try to do that too. Some people, I just can't help myself and just have to ignore.
Like sometime I had like a tweet that had like 3,000. I had like a tweet once had like 3,000 responses or something.
And you just hit up everyone.
I responded to every single one. Every single one. Because that's just who I am.
Yeah. No, I mean you're good peeps. Like.
I feel like if somebody takes the time to contact me, I should take the time to contact them back.
It's very, very nice of you.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if that doesn't mean I'm gonna like waste all day talking to like fucking surf and snowboard or some moron, right? But
That guy
I give him
loves
a
you, dude.
chance,
That guy loves you.
you know.
Yeah.
Like, I never understand people who tweet stuff or something, and then... Oh, can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
I never understand people who tweet stuff or something, and then they get responses and they don't respond back. I don't get it.
Maybe they just don't like what you responded. I mean, a lot of people just like say stuff to get positive affirmation, right?
No, but if I don't like what somebody says, then those are the people that I really like responding to, because I'm like, holy fuck, you're a moron. You're like, I'll say, like, you know, you're like the worst person in the world. Like, it's a chance to let somebody know that they're a complete fuck up.
And you're actually helping them.
Yes, I am helping. I mean, I believe that the people who, in my life, the people who I've let know they're complete fuck ups, and then I provided proof that they're complete fuck ups.
They should learn.
They get far more help from that than they do from, like, either A, just ignoring them, or B, like, you know, humoring them or whatever.
Sure.
Like, I was telling Kevin Clarkson, like, what a complete fuck up he was the other night.
When was this?
Like, I don't
recently?
know. Yeah. I was just telling him he should come out of the closet, just get it over with.
Jeez.
And
I think he likes girls, isn't he? He doesn't. I don't know.
Well, the way he talks to me, he might like girls and me. So
I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of people very attracted, very obsessed with you.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be the first one if he is.
No, but I've given that moron so much fucking good advice, and he does get better, a little bit better.
He's getting better. No, he's improving. Just, you know, some stuff is difficult.
He's still sort of a scary, like, mass shooter in training, but
well, we want to not have that happen.
but he's better. But he's better than he used to be. I mean, he used to be.
He's definitely improving. Yeah.
Complete fucking disaster.
He didn't know I played No Limit Hold'em. Played with him a couple of months ago, and he's like, "I didn't know you played No Limit." I'm like, everybody and their mothers plays No Limit Hold'em. It's not special.
Yeah. It's like, I didn't know you breathed air.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, hopefully everybody improves. It's like this is a pretty bad year. There, Lyman's in the chat. What's up, Nasty Nate from Cincinnati?
So how has your viewership been going? Does it ever get to like 30 people now?
It gets to 30 occasionally. I mean, the thing is, one of the problems with my streams is I don't have music, because a lot of the Twitch streamers, they have music, and it makes the experience just much better.
Whenever I tune to your stream, when it's going,
like nobody. Yeah. I hit like 20 and like 30 times.
No, I don't care if anybody's watching your stream. I tune to it, and then it's just like you in complete silence for like 20 minutes, and then you'll go like
YOLO. Yeah. Like, oh, that's a bad beat.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, Mr. Lyman, as you know, I have an extra incentive because I need to put poker content on Live at the Bike, so it's killed 3 birds with 1 stone when I do these things. And I'm improving, and it really is like kill 3 to 10 birds with 1 stone when I do this.
You know, Wayne, you know how you send me like stupid jokes like every day?
They're not stupid. No, they're good. They're really good.
I mean, yeah,
they're like really good.
It was like I got tongue twisted for a second. I mean, great jokes. You should do a joke every like 15 minutes or something.
Okay. What I do is I have the jokes open, and sometimes I spam them because sometimes in the middle of hands, so it's harder to spam. But
if you did a joke, if people knew, if people were watching,
right.
And then they're like, okay, this is really, it's just like Wayne looking like sort of like half dead, like sort of staring like dead-eyed at a screen. But then they say like, what? But if I hang on for 6 more minutes,
there's another joke. Right. Yeah.
I really think people would hang on for like 6 more minutes. I would.
I will keep that. See, there you go. Like, improvements are incremental and take time. Like, I've been doing this for a little over 3 months now, so.
And then people would say, like, they wouldn't just say, like, oh, hey, did you see that Wayne guy's stream? And then they would say, like, you mean the
That bad joke, right?
The dead-eyed mongoloid guy who just like sits there half drooling while and then every now and then says bad beat.
Oh my god.
No, they say no, the joke guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The jokes don't have to be good.
But they are good.
But I mean, they don't have to be. But
Right.
yes, obviously.
But yeah, timing wise, then they know what to expect.
No, Wayne, you do have some good jokes from time to time. I mean, I'm going to go out there right now on a limb and say that ribeye or rebuy is...
People don't even know that's mine, Like, some people have said
People
it.
don't know that ribeye or rebuy is you?
Like, I say it, and they're like, that's funny. And then, like, somebody will steal it from me and say it, and I'm like, dude, that's mine.
Yeah.
And they're
That's like the original YOLO, right?
yeah.
You shove all your chips in the middle, and you say ribeye or rebuy.
Yeah.
That's all you. Anybody who would steal that from you is worse. They're worse than Hitler. I'm just going to say it right now. Literally worse than Hitler.
Oh, man.
If I ever hear anybody say ribeye or rebuy, and they don't, like, immediately after that say, like,
It's Wayne, ladies and gentlemen.
it's Wayne, or, this goes out to Wayne Chang, or whatever. There's going to be hell to pay.
I've shown people, like, the first episode we did, and they just, like, can't stop laughing. Too bad it's not public.
Dude, I try to tell you, like, that you guys should just release those episodes, but whatever. Doesn't matter. All right,
Totally matters.
we have 9 times as many people as we had a second ago. Wow, it's just growing exponentially.
It fluctuates. All right, let's talk about these virtual basketball cards things. So you kind of know what's going on, or just should I summarize?
Wayne,
Yeah.
don't sicken me.
What?
Do not sicken me. You're asking me if I know what's going on? I basically am a virtual basketball card. Okay, what do you want to know?
So the phenomenon of NFTs or whatever they're doing, like, putting value on these virtual products.
Right.
Like, I was told that these virtual products would, or this basketball thing would take, I don't know anything about basketball, I don't know anything about sports,
Right.
but they say you buy these packs and you can literally flip them for, like, whatever, 10x, 20x, like, immediately. So I'm like,
But you didn't buy a pack of NFTs. You bought like a real pack of cards, didn't you?
no, I buy a pack of virtual basketball cards. Yeah, it's not NFTs, but it's,
You bought a pack of virtual at NBA Top Shot?
yeah, NBA Top Shot, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for $14.
What did you use to buy them with? Which crypto?
I didn't use cash money.
Oh, you use cash, but you can buy with crypto, right?
Yeah, you can. There's an option too.
So you bought a $14 pack.
I opened
And
it.
then-
One of the cards was Steph Curry, which is going for a minimum of $360. Unfortunately,
Wait, last time you told me you said 522. Is it
yeah,
going down?
minimum. So, like, the highest price is 200,000, which no one's paid for, but that's the listing. This is a range. Like, people, you could post what you would sell it for. So at the time I told you it was 522, that was the lowest price listed. Now the lowest price, like 360 or something like that.
So here's the thing. When you buy these packs, you got a Steph Curry, right?
Yeah, and
So
two
you
other
could buy
dudes.
another pack. You could buy another pack, and you could get another Steph Curry, correct?
I think there's a limited amount of each card.
Yeah, but how many? You need to know.
1,000 for this particular card. There's, let me check. 10,000. There's 10,000 of this.
And which number is yours?
3801.
Oh God, just fucking dump that thing. It's
Oh no, I am. I'm trying, but like there's software problems and the marketplace is closed.
Right. That's what.
Oh, I trust me. I will dump for whatever the hell I can.
That thing is worth fucking nothing. It's worth zero.
Don't tell people here.
You gotta dump. Like, here's the thing. Some fucking dork is gonna come on here right now and be like, dude, you probably would say the same thing about Bitcoin. Blah, blah. You know, you're okay, boomer. That's what some dork. But no, I'm telling you, and I will explain everything right now. You want me to explain?
Sure.
Okay. Let me take a sip. When I was a kid, and when you were a kid, there were basketball cards, okay?
Yes.
How old are you, Wayne?
42.
Okay, so I'm like 6 or 7 years older than you. But we existed in... what do you consider yourself, Gen X?
Sure, I don't know. Like, whatever my generation is, they're just not talked about. Like,
Yeah,
there's this millennials, there's Gen Z, Gen Y boomers. Like, my generation is just, like, not talked about.
Yeah. I can see that. I don't know why. Yeah, I that makes actually now...
I know why. It's because... Yeah, go ahead.
After watching your streams, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Knew that was coming. There is an actual explanation, though. It's because we try to be considerate to people, like, pre-internet and post-internet. And the arguments are between pre-internet people and people who literally grew up with internet. Those are because they just grew up in completely different worlds. And the people who are stuck in between are like, look, I understand your side, I understand your side, but these motherfuckers don't want to understand each other.
Right. Well, the difference between...
They just don't want to. That's the thing. They just don't want to.
The difference... Yeah, the pre-internet and post-internet is a good delineage, but another delineage is Gen X, which is like my generation, was the last free-range generation.
Yeah, we talked
the last
about that
generation
on Veronica's podcast.
Yeah, we were the last generation that left home, and our parents had no fucking clue where we were, and had no way of finding out. Like, we just disappeared for a large portion of the day, and then we showed up at dinner time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, we were the last free-range generation, which makes people who grew up free-range view the world a lot differently than people who grew up with an electronic leash.
Yeah.
So, I'd say that's even a much bigger delineage than the actual internet, because the internet's like whatever. The internet is very easily understandable by a grandma, but not ever being a free child who is allowed to do anything they want anytime they want without any supervision whatsoever is a much bigger difference than being somebody who like always has a phone, can always be contacted, has rules about answering their fucking phone and all this other fucking nonsense.
Well, part of it is just like information. Like, you know, when I was growing up in Asian families, they're very strict, and they will make shit up, or they will just like manipulate details.
Right.
And like once you have the internet, you're like, that's not fucking true.
Yeah. Well, no, the internet generation is people who grew up with the internet are much smarter in some ways than people who grew up without it, and much less self-sufficient in other ways.
They're more independent, or they have more information, but they don't have as much face-to-face human interaction developed.
Well, they have more information, but they have less ability to use it. So, like, if you grew up at a time where you had to figure things out yourself, then through that figuring out process, you learned how to do things.
Yeah.
But if you grew up at a time where the answer is just at your fingertips, then you never have to learn how to actually do the things to get the answer.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just a weird thing. Like, at some point in time, people who are growing up right now, will deal with people who literally have an implant in their fucking head that is like a Watson-level search engine, which makes it so they never actually have to learn anything. And is that a bad thing? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It could be a great nobody knows. Nobody knows.
It's just the
Like,
next iteration.
that's the next iteration.
Yeah.
Like, you see movies where, like, the fucking, you know, like, super fucking soldier is about to run into a building and fight, like, some in-boss or whatever. And then the super soldier is uplinked to, like, it's always some chick who's like, you're going into the World Trade Center to fight the end boss. I'm downloading the schematics now, right? And then they just download the schematics of the building right into their brain, and then they know where to go. They jump from floor to floor and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Well, that's not that complicated of a thing to have happen. Like, that is going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no difference between I'm downloading the schematics now into your brain and I'm downloading the schematics to your phone. There's basically no difference other than just one little leap of technology, which is going to happen.
Neuralink.
Neuralink. There you go, Wayne. Thank you. Anyway, back. So this was an important conversation as a precursor to the NFT thing. Okay. So when I was a kid, and probably at some point when you were a child, you got baseball cards or football cards or basketball cards. And the reason why you collected baseball cards, if you were really into baseball, was there was no other way to get pictures of the players that you liked. Number one, because there was no internet. And there was no other way to know their stats because there was no internet. The only way, when I was a kid, to have photos and stats of your favorite players and their height and their weight and all the little details that were on a baseball card was actually by owning a baseball card. So a baseball card was like a miniature fanzine / newspaper. So it actually served an important purpose for little kids. Like, I'd be like, oh, Nolan Ryan has this many strikeouts, and Carlton Fisk has this many hits, and Steve Carlton has this many strikeouts. And you and your friends could look at the back of the cards, and you could say, like, oh, he's better, no, he's better. It was a very, very important part of being a fan of a sport, was having these cards, because these cards served a very important purpose. There was no fucking other way to know this information. The virtual cards do not serve that purpose. The virtual cards serve no fucking purpose. They are purposeless. The only thing that they are right now is a fad, and it will be found out. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing, when you own an NFT of Steph Curry shooting a basketball shot, you actually own nothing. You literally own nothing. What you own is indiscernible in any way known to mankind from what can also be viewed on YouTube or any other number of streaming services for free. So you literally own nothing. And that's why I'm saying you have to just dump that shit while the fad's going, okay? Oh, look at DJ's in here. Look at, just like blasting out, like with the CNBC style questions. Look at DJ Woods up in this fucking chat. Wow, just smashing with the heart. Look at the questions. Oh man, you're too sharp. Okay, we'll get to title and square in a second. Anyway, so here's the other thing you have to know about NFTs. We can't get off NFTs already. This is a long.
It's okay.
Time.
There's a 3-minute delay, or 2.5-minute delay. So
NFT, this could be an hour-long conversation, but okay. So
whatever you have is. I mean, I'm streaming and you're talking. So.
But Wayne, you understand what I'm telling you about?
I understand. I do not disagree with anything. I am just hit and running whatever
No.
I can. I'm not looking to max value or debate its value. Like the stuff that I grew up with, like Magic the Gathering cards or these Pokemon cards, they do have a use because you could play with them. You can enter tournaments with them. There's a higher demand. There's intellectual property, which these NFTs also have too. But like with the difference between Pokemon and Magic cards, you have to have these cards in order to play official tournaments and Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever.
Yeah, but that's fine. But your Steph Curry card doesn't click any of those boxes. So people will say to me, "Oh, okay, boomer, you old fucking fat loser." That part might be true. But then the part that's untrue is that you don't understand. You don't understand that these are baseball cards for a new generation. But the truth is, they are not baseball cards for a new generation because baseball cards served a purpose. Baseball cards were born out of necessity. Nobody just said, like, I'm going to hype something called a baseball card and little kids are going to buy it. No. People wanted something called a baseball card and the market provided it because you wanted to see what the player looked like. You want to know the player's stats. You want to know his height. You want to know his weight. It was a fanzine before the internet. Because before the internet, there was no fucking way to know what people looked like, what size they were, what their stats were without the baseball card. And people say, well, you could have just watched TV. You couldn't watch TV then. Believe me. When I was a kid, the NBA Finals were on tape delay. You had to watch them in the middle of the night. That's how weird sports were back then. So, like, if you wanted to know something about Larry Bird and Magic Johnson or fucking... I mean, they made basketball popular. But I mean, if you want to go back to Dr. J, if you didn't have a basketball card of Dr. J, you had literally never seen Dr. J. Okay. So, here's the thing. If you have an NBA fucking Top Shot card or any other of these stupid fucking things that are not actual... NFT means non-fungible. But these things are fully fungible. They are not non-fungible. That's the thing you got to understand. A non-fungible Steph Curry moment, a non-fungible Steph Curry moment would be Steph Curry saying, "Hey, Wayne, here's my penis. This is just for you," right? "Hello, Wayne Chang. I'm going to shoot a three-point shot naked just for you." That is a non-fungible moment. Steph Curry shooting a basket in a game that's on a million fucking different YouTube channels and Sports Center and Fox Sports is not non-fungible. The fact that they attach a number to it changes nothing. It is indistinguishable from other versions. And if it's indistinguishable, it is fungible. Okay. So, you ask. This is where we can say, with basic certainty, that all of this stuff will go down to like almost no value. Does that mean that it's not worth anything now? No. It is worth something now because everything's worth what somebody will pay for it. So, but you have to ask yourself, is this a manipulated market or is this a real market? And there is a mountain of evidence that the market is manipulated. And here's why. Because Mark Cuban will go on his fucking Twitter and he will say, "Oh my God, I'm Mark Cuban and I just saw the Dirk Nowitzki Top Shot moment and the fucking some other Top Shot moment of some other fucking dork on his team, and I couldn't live without them. I bought them for $70,000 or something, right? They sell for some exorbitant amount. What Mark Cuban is doing is he's just pumping the market.
It up, yeah.
You don't think he could live without these moments? Mark Cuban can. Okay, so who's the best player on the Mavericks? some fucking Euro dork. We'll just say Euro dork, ED. Mark Cuban could go down to that fucking Euro dork on the court anytime he wants and say, dance, boy, dance. He can make that guy shoot a shot right in front of him. Mark Cuban can jump up and block the shot right in the guy's face. Mark Cuban signs that motherfucker's paycheck. Mark Cuban isn't enamored by a NFT moment. Anyone who believes that is so fucking stupid, they're not fit to breathe. Like, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks does not care about a video of a Dallas Mavericks player. The owner of the Dallas Mavericks can go down onto the court and play basketball with them. He could insert himself into the starting lineup if he felt like it. That's a moment. That's an NFT. That's a real NFT, okay? So it's a massively manipulated market. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you can't make money, but it means that you need to know when to get the
F out.
When to get the F out. Now, here's what I'm saying. Your number 3,800 fucking card,
yeah,
it's worth the maximum it's ever going to be worth in the history of the world right now.
I agree. And I'm waiting for the market to let me sell it.
You got to sell the shit out of that motherfucker. If it was card number 1, it might have some extra cachet, and you could like gamble with it. You could gamble with it and say like, oh, if it's number 1, what if it could go to $70,000 a card? You just can't be the last person holding the bag. But card number 3,800 ain't worth shit. It was nothing or zero, less than zero. So is the second they let you sell that thing, just dump, snap dump it. That's my advice. Okay, here's some other interesting information about NFTs. I'm going to take a sip of wine right now. They say that the thing that gives NFT value is the fact that there can be only one of them, and and the moment or the art has been tokenized. But that actually isn't true. That's not true. There is a token on the blockchain with a specific number that has been assigned by whoever is selling the NFT to that NFT. But it isn't, that NFT is not actually on the blockchain. The actual art or the actual moment is not on the blockchain. What it is sort of like a digital signature, but it's not even a digital signature, because you supposedly have a moment from Steph Curry, but Steph Curry did not digitally sign that moment in any way, shape, or form. The digital signature comes from NBA Top Shot. And if NBA Top Shot goes out of existence, goes bankrupt, what you have just fucking floats into nothingness. There now is no provenance. I repeat, there is no provenance of how that NFT, how that shot, that moment links back up to the blockchain, whatever blockchain it's on. I don't even fucking know. So the entire concept of the way these third-party middleman NFTs are being done doesn't even live up to their own hype, because there is no way, possible way, to link the moment to the token, because the moment is not part of the token. A third-party middleman tells you that the moment is part of the token, and they are a custodian of that link. They are a custodian. And once the custodian is gone, there is no link. And although it's supposed to be a non-fungible moment from Steph Curry has no digital signature associated with that item. And so it actually is a moment created by NBA Top Shot that they are the custodian of. That's okay. Got it? Now, there's even another level where it gets even worse. NBA Top Shot tells you that they're going to make 10,000 of those cards, right?
Nothing
NBA
stops
Top
them
Shot,
from making.
they can make 1 million of them.
Yeah.
There's no fucking reason why they can't make as many as they want. Other than just like they don't want to burn any bridges. But let's say that it's not even about burning bridges. Let's say 5 years from now, they do a re-release. You can't stop them from doing a re-release. So it's all just sort of a scam. It's not a capital S scam. It's a small s scam. It's more like an IQ test, and it's a bloated, pumped up market, and the people, and it's a fad. It's like a frisbee or a pet rock or something. And I explained why. It's not like Bitcoin. People will say like, oh, Bitcoin's a pet rock too, or Bitcoin's like a frisbee too. But no, Bitcoin is not anything like that. Bitcoin is a beautiful piece of code that solved problems that have existed for all of human existence, about double spending problems, Byzantine general problem, concept of time. Bitcoin's on a completely fucking different level. And I'm not shilling for it, and I don't know that it's even worth anything. What I'm saying is, it's a beautiful piece of code, and it's nothing like a fucking Top Shot, which is basically nothing. It solves no problems. Nobody woke up in the morning and said, you know, I got a problem. I don't have a video of Steph Curry shooting a shot. Nobody in the fucking history of the world ever said that. Fucking trillion videos of Stephen Curry shooting a fucking shot. All right. Moving right along. Anybody who's interested, in NFTs, there's something I want you to go look up. I don't think this isn't an NFT. There's different types of NFTs, okay? There's the ones where you've sort of tokenized something that's supposed to be a unique thing, just a unique thing, and like a piece of art or one of these NBA moments. Then there's another crazy thing called where you make a token of a bunch of things, physical NFTs. So you can exchange the token for a physical thing. And I'm drinking, DJ asked what wine I'm drinking. I'm drinking, what's it called? Canvasback? It's Duckhorn. I'm drinking Duckhorn. It's one of the Duckhorn wines from Napa, right where you live. If you want to know about these physical NFTs, you got to look into this thing called Socks. I'm going to type it in there right now. Socks. SOCKS. You fucking have to go look at Socks. It's a coin. It's like cryptocurrency. Fucking shit. And if you exchange your token, you get one pair of socks. Okay? You follow me, Wayne?
I'm following.
So, Uniswap, which is the biggest decentralized finance exchange, released Uniswap socks. They released 500 tokens, and each token can be exchanged for one pair of socks. Okay?
Awesome.
The tokens cost $8 each, right? So something like 185 people have swapped their token for socks, okay? So there's 215 tokens left or something, 315 tokens left. Guess how much each token is worth?
800.
$169,000 each.
Wow.
That's what last time I checked. $169,000 each. So you bought the token for $8. You can exchange that token for $8. You can exchange that token anytime you want for a pair of socks. Or you could sell that token for $169,000. And then that person who's bought the token for $169,000 has the right to one pair of socks.
That's a sick sock.
That's how crazy the fucking NFT market is. But with the physical socks, though, it almost makes sense. I mean, it doesn't obviously make sense, but it almost makes sense because you have a pair of socks that say Uniswap on them, and the only way you can get the pair of socks that's the say Uniswap on them is to exchange your token that's worth $169,000. So the people who do this, like Kanye West or Jay-Z or whatever, the people who do this, it's like a massive flex, you know. It's like a super online flex. Like, look at me, I'm wearing a pair of $169,000 socks. I take that back. I don't understand it at all. It's just fucking moronic. I know I'm not supposed to say retarded, but it's retarded. I don't even know why I'm not supposed to say retarded. Supposedly,
it's like the tone when the tone is derogatory. Like saying something's gay. Like if it's derogatory, then that's when if the tone is derogatory, that's the thing. Like saying somebody's gay shouldn't be. And you know.
Okay, Wayne. Okay, have you ever known any retarded people?
Yes.
If you gave a retarded person $169,000, would they possibly buy a pair of socks with it?
No.
Yeah, of course they would. So
They
it's
would?
fucking retarded! It's retarded! It's not my fault! Don't hate the player, hate the game. I mean, it's not derogatory. It's descriptory.
Descriptive.
Oh. I mean, I think I explained myself.
Yeah, you did.
Now, here's the other funny thing about NFTs. This comes back to you, DJ. So Jack, Twitter Jack, who also owns Square, which you wanted to talk about, and we might talk about here. Twitter Jack owns a lot of shit, you know. Twitter Jack is a sharp dude.
Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey. He buys things and then he pumps them, like Mark Cuban.
Yes.
It's very smart to own it and then pump it, right?
Yes.
So Twitter Jack owns some portion of some company called Cent that sells NFTs, okay? So then Twitter Jack put his very first tweet up as an NFT on Cent, okay? C-E-N-T. And then he sold it for something like $88,000, okay? So Jack Dorsey sold the very first tweet he ever did to somebody as an NFT on Cent for $88,000. So then, of course, other fucking dorks go to Cent to sell their tweets, right? So, what happens is one dude goes and sells his first tweet on Cent for like $659 or something. Some other fucking complete fucking moron buys the first tweet by somebody who's maybe like a tiny, let's say it's like Wayne, like you, Wayne. Like if you sold your first tweet and somebody bought it for $659. Nobody could buy my first tweet because they're all gone. Then the dork buys the fucking tweet for $659 as an NFT. Then the dipshit who sold him the tweet goes and deletes the tweet. I guess he deleted it because he figured he sold it. But because this is why I'm telling you that these things aren't really NFTs. They're all hosted somewhere. So then, because Twitter is hosting this NFT, the dude bought the tweet for $659, and then he can't even flex with it because when he shows what his NFT says, his NFT now doesn't say the tweet. His NFT says, this tweet is unavailable because the fucking tweet got deleted. So now that guy's got to call Twitter Jack up and be like, oh, could you please undelete this tweet? I sold it for $659.
Oh, man.
And that's the world we live in. What a time to be alive.
So what do you think of the NBA Top Shots as a company? Like, forget the consumers.
Right now, it's comedy. It's comically stupid. But it could become something. The way it could become something is if, and this is what will actually end up happening at some point, is they pretend like they're selling moments. This is what I told you. But they aren't selling moments. Because if two things are indistinguishable bit by bit in every single way, they aren't a moment. A moment has to be unique. Okay? So a bit by bit, indistinguishable video of Steph Curry taking a jump shot is not a moment. A moment is Steph Curry looking at a camera and saying, hello, Wayne. I'm going to shoot this shot only for you. And then he fucking does this thing. That is a moment. Now, that probably won't be worth that much money. That's the problem. That's more like Cameo. And cameos are worth... you know what Cameo is?
I know what the word means.
You don't know about the website Cameo?
No.
Well, there's a website called Cameo where you can go and pay celebrities to say things for you.
Oh, okay.
You can basically tell them to jump like a dog. So, like, you could go to the website and you could pay Lindsay Lohan like $500, and then she'll record a video where she says, "Happy birthday, Wade! This is going to be the greatest birthday of your life! You don't look a day over 50," or whatever, right? When you're only 47. Anyway, so NBA Top Shots, it's not going to go the Cameo direction, but it can go a slightly different direction. This is the direction that it would go. The reason why it can't go the Cameo direction is nobody's going to pay a lot of money for a moment where at the beginning of the moment the person says, "Hi, Wayne." Okay?
Right.
Nobody's going to pay shit for that. Because they're going to be like, it's like watching it'd be like, it's the same reason why like a porno video, like the dude doesn't have a name and a backstory, it ruined the whole fucking thing. You can't buy, the dude never comes out and says, "Hello, my name is Wayne, and I'm going to bang this chick," because
then the viewer's not the hero.
Exactly. So you also couldn't do an NFT where they're like, "Hi, Wayne," but you're getting all the gold. But you could do an NFT where LeBron James come out and said, "Guys, I've never entered a dunk contest, but if I did enter the dunk contest, these would be my 3 dunks," right? And then LeBron James, basically at his home or wherever he wants, does 3 dunks that you've never seen him do ever in the history of the NBA, okay? Now that's a fucking NFT, because now you can flex with that. Because if you buy one of those dunks and you put that up as your avatar or whatever, or you tweet it out and you put it on your fucking Instagram, people are going to be like, "Holy fucking shit. This guy has the only one of those that exists or will ever exist. This is like a real NFT, okay? So it's going to go some direction like that. And I don't know that that is going to be worth a lot of money, but it's going to be worth some money because it has cachet. It's a flex. It's like owning Uniswap socks. But the shit that's coming out right now is worth fucking nothing. Zero. Dump it. Get as much money as you can for it.
This is the problem with the software in the internet industry, period. Like, even if what you proposed exists, like, you could just screen record whatever you're seeing, and then you could duplicate it, right? It's just, it's a knockoff, or it's a copy. It's not the original.
That's true. But it's not a copy of the original in the way, okay, it's slightly different, and here's the reason why. It'll be a copy of the original if LeBron does an NFT dunk, okay? That's never been seen before, ever in the history of the world, and it's only bought by one person, okay? You could screen grab and copy that, correct? But what you would end up with would be something more akin to buying a picture of the Mona Lisa on a postcard in the Louvre guest room.
That is very fair.
Gift shop.
Yeah.
So you can buy a picture of the Mona Lisa in the Louvre gift shop. You can go to the Louvre, you can see Mona Lisa, and somebody owns it. And then you can buy a picture of the Mona Lisa in the Louvre gift shop. And it's an accurate representation of the Mona Lisa. You could even buy a full-size accurate representation. You could even buy a full-size hand-painted accurate representation. But everybody will know who had the first one. And the reason why everyone will know who had the first one is because the guy who had the first one is going to put it on so many fucking social medias before anyone copies it. Everybody will know, like, oh, that motherfucker had the first one. Okay? Not only that, if you have a cool NFT video of Stephen Curry shooting a basket in a game, okay? And then somebody else has and you're like, okay, I bought this as an NFT. And then somebody else has it up as their Avi or whatever, right? Is that what it's called? Their avatar.
Yeah, avatar, yeah.
Nobody will think that the person who has it up as their avatar is that big of a dick. Because that person could be like, I watched this shot live when I was at the game. This moment is my moment as much as anybody else's moment. Nobody's going to say like, oh, that guy's a fucking dumb fuck. He put up that NFT as his Avi. Okay? But if I have the only video in existence of LeBron doing a special dunk just for NFT, and then you copy it and you put it up, everybody's going to just think you're a total dick. They're going to think you're a loser. They're going to be like, why did you copy that basket? You don't know anything about that basket. That other guy owns that basket. You're a fucking loser. You're the equivalent of somebody who buys a fucking postcard of the Mona Lisa and sticks it up and puts thumbtacks it up at your house. No one gives a fuck, right? They're in the human mind. Those are two very, very different things. A moment that was available to the world and that the world saw, and now that you're trying to monetize, or a moment that was available only once to one person and that person owns it. Okay? So that's probably the direction that these fan NFTs are going to go. That's my guess. So that's a long way of saying your fucking basketball card ain't worth shit. Sell it. Get rid of it. Sell it.
So for an evolution process, it was worth it for them as a company to start it off this way.
Right.
And then evolve into it rather than start off the other way, because they're still getting actual dollars. The company's still getting actual dollars. They got my $14.
Right.
And then some other guy hopefully will buy my thing for more than $14, but they got real cash money out of.
Right.
Yeah.
And the cost for the NBA to turn a Steph Curry basket into a NFT is zero, basically. They already own the rights to that video.
Yeah.
But the cost of the NBA or anybody else to turn a bespoke, unique LeBron dunk into an NFT might cost $5 million, $10 million. How much would you have to pay LeBron to do that? A lot. What will end up happening is LeBron will just sell it himself, the same way that Uniswap sells socks. The NBA players will start making their own NFTs very soon, if they're not already. They probably are already. That have nothing to do with NBA Top Shop or whatever the fuck it's called. Because bands are already doing this. Kings of Leon and some other stupid fucking bands are already releasing their albums as NFTs, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I'm going to go take a leak, Wayne.
Okay.
And then
this actually goes back to like one thing you said in a poker session a long time ago. When you get back, we'll talk about it.
All right, I'm going to go take a leak. And then when I come back, you guys can look at this plant. And then when I come back, we'll talk about it.
What's up, DJ Woods? Michael Schultz, Gators Rock, Tim T. Thanks for coming in. Smash that thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Mother father, these guys just wake up with hands. You guys saw several bad beats or coolers or whatever the hell you want to call them. But that's poker. Like, while everyone's making $1 bajillion, I'm still grinding this. I mean, I got my paws in a lot of things, but in a lot of projects, but definitely feel like I missed out on a lot of boats. And the thing is, like, you can't even get all of them. Like, we're aware of all these phenomena, and you have to make choices, like where to put your money, what you spend your time on. You can't be everything. And this is something that, like, when you have a fear of missing out, which I honestly do have, like, for a lot of things, it's not like I didn't use my time towards something, and I did build things. So, you know, for the public cases like Live of the Bike, you know, I'm a partial owner, maybe not forever, but I spent time developing it. And even as Abe said, like, is this moment, your Live of the Bike is, while on paper currently it's mine, it's not really mine. Oh my gosh, this Wheeze to meet you guy. Gotta take a photo of this. I've played with this dude before. I've taken the picture and sent it to Wheeze. You're back. So I was going off on a rant, but before I continue, so you were previously an owner of Live of the Bike. I'm a current owner.
Yeah.
How, like, I've always had this. It's like written on paper. I own Live of the Bike, and you previously owned.
Right.
Did we really own Live of the Bike, or is it just like? Is it just is this good? This good question?
Oh, it's a very good question.
Because I don't want to throw people under the bus I have this discussion with, and like I say you were a very important part of Live of the Bike. It didn't bring it to whatever the hell it is now, but like to make something profitable plus your identity,
right,
and bring it to some place, that is one of the most important steps. Like, profitability is huge because shows are just like not profitable. So I constantly get into arguments of this, and just like Tim Cook inherited Apple, like you and I inherited Live of the Bike for a certain period. Is it really ours? Was it really ours, so to say?
Well, I mean, you own shares of Live at the Bike, right?
Right.
And this has been codified in some sort of contract, correct?
Yes.
So I mean,
On paper.
on paper, yeah, you're an owner and you're entitled to all the benefits that go along with that ownership. What was your other question?
Well, is it like identity wise and ownership wise, Steve Jobs, while he was alive, and for a time he was not part of Apple,
Right.
but Steve Jobs clearly was a co-creator at Apple, and he brought Apple to the mega success. So while Apple is worth over $2 trillion or whatever the hell it is now that Tim Cook
Right.
brought it to, Tim Cook didn't. It's not really Tim Cook's. It's like Apple is Steve Jobs.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Apple's identity is wrapped up in the myth of Steve Jobs, and it always will be.
Yeah.
But Tim Cook sometimes a new owner can make something that their own, you know.
Yes, that is true.
You know, AC/DC's had a couple different lead singers, and they didn't really go down in value. You know, but usually, yeah, when the new guy takes over, things get worse. You know, I mean, but there's a lot of examples of where a band, you know, like Pink Floyd, switched lead singers, and they actually probably got better. A lot of people would say.
That's also different because that's artistry. Like when it's I guess a brand or a business operation. Like I guess Pink Floyd is a brand, but I don't know. Like that has to do with the product.
Well, I mean, Steve Jobs was like an icon.
Yes.
So obviously Tim Cook is not going to be an icon because Tim Cook just takes over. Like it's like Steve Jobs built the ship, and then Tim Cook takes over as a captain.
Right.
He didn't build the guy who built the ship is always going to be sort of an icon, you know.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to communicate. I guess
It's the same is true with Microsoft and Bill Gates. You know, who's in charge of who's the fucking CEO of Microsoft? I have no clue.
Satya.
Only you would know this. But I mean,
I would know this in L.A. So it's Satya Nadella.
But I mean, if you ask 50 people who's the head of Microsoft, they'd say Bill Gates. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, but the guy that you just mentioned, I don't even know his name because I don't own Microsoft shares, so I don't look into it that much. The guy you just mentioned is probably doing a great job. I mean, Microsoft's...
Oh, people say he's doing a very great job. And same...
I mean, Microsoft is through the roof. It's having like a total like second life with cloud computing and this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne, you own Live at the Bike. You are very much associated with Live at the Bike, and
I am definitely associated with Live at the Bike, and we talked about this. Like, I went somewhere else, like it wouldn't even doesn't even work.
Right. Yeah, that's all that matters. You have this platform, and you just do the best you can with it.
Sure.
You can't worry about like what
it's a philosophical debate. It's not like, you know, in my case, it doesn't really matter. I was just talking about like just as a philosophical debate, like who actually owns or where does it belong to the poker world? I mean, that's an argument too. And then once it has its run, then it's gone. like the only brand that will probably stay alive with poker is the World Series, right? Like everything else is like potentially will just die.
Well, anything is only as powerful as
The industry.
the group, the group, the people, you know, the community.
Yeah.
Things are only as powerful as their community. This
I'll tell you about something. You might find this interesting. People always talk about, survival of the fittest, right? So they'll say like, oh, the smartest person or the strongest person survives, right?
Sure.
But that's not actually true. That's not even remotely true.
Yeah.
The strongest group survives, not the strongest person. Because, like, let's say, some Spanish conquistadors come to America, and then amongst that group, there's some strong ones, and there's some weak ones, and there's some smart ones, and there's some stupid ones, right? And then, but they have some weaponry, and that was invented by somebody, the Chinese probably, and it gives them a competitive advantage over the Indians that they meet up with. Okay, so they decide that they want the Indians' gold, and they're going to fight them for it. Okay, so now the conquistadors fight the Indians. They kill the Indians with their superior weaponry, and they take the gold. Okay, but that wasn't even remotely survival of the fittest, and here's why. Because amongst those Indians, there were people that were much stronger and much better prepared to fight than some people amongst the Spanish. But you don't match up their strongest with your weakest. You match up the group against the group. And so now, as far as the gene pool is concerned, all of the people from the strongest group move on, not necessarily the strongest people. And all the people from the weakest group do not move on, even though amongst the weaker group were much, much stronger people than the weakest people from the stronger group. So when people say like, oh, I believe in individuals and I believe in pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and survival of the fittest and the strong will survive, well, that's complete fucking bullshit. It's absolute nonsense. You have to be the part of the strongest group to survive. Because no individual man or woman has any chance against a stronger group. Okay? And that is why in a society, a functioning society, you have to give back to the group. Because you didn't do shit. The group did it. And if you try to go on your own, you might be like the strongest Mayan. And the strongest Mayan ain't gonna amount to shit against a whole bunch of fucking conquistadors with guns. So the way that relates back to who survives and who dies in the poker industry or whatever, as far as poker media, very strange thing to compare it to, but it's whoever has the strongest group. And that's why I was always into like building a community of people, because the strongest group always wins. It's not about the strongest person, it's about the strongest group. Right now, like you said, World Series of Poker is a very strong grouping. There's a lot of people whose identity comes from the World Series of Poker.
Yes.
But life at the bike can be the same thing. You just have to care about the people that are in the group, because the group is where the actual strength is derived. All of the power is derived from the group. All right? There you go.
That's created more questions than it answered. It answered the question, but also created a lot more answers. All right, questions than.
Well, fire. If you have questions, I'll try to.
These are philosophical debates that I'll entertain off camera first.
Okay.
But for a business perspective, I'm always like, profitability, especially for a media business, but also just every business in general, is very difficult. And, you had that in mind, which is to make this profitable and sustainable. And I think in previous incarnations, it did have trouble, but no trouble anymore. So these are things that people can't see from the outside, though, because that's something that ever since I became involved and ever since I purchased, or just ever since I became involved, me having other businesses too, and other ventures, that's very important. I'm not going to commit time if the thing's going to die, or I'm not going to make any money eventually, right?
Right.
So.
Well, you know my opinion on it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what people are saying. Okay, so DJ asked, Michael Schultz and James Hanna, I'll talk to you guys about S&P 500. We'll get to that. DJ asked about Square. She said, "Do you think Square's purchase of Tidal was a good move?" Okay. DJ, here's what I can tell you. I was an owner of Square up until approximately 14 days ago. Somewhere between 11 and 14 days ago. I can't remember the exact time frame. I was an owner of Square because I felt like it was a Bitcoin adjacent investment that had a hedge in the fact that it was a properly functioning payment processor. Okay, about 14 days ago, give or take, I sold Square, and I used that money to buy Ethereum. The reason why I bought Ethereum with that money is because Ethereum has finally changed their protocol so that they are no longer inflationary. So the problem that I used to have with Ethereum was that Ethereum would print 18 million new coins a year, every year. Basically, they printed coins every year. They didn't burn coins, and so there's just always going to be too many Ethereum for it to be a good investment. It doesn't mean that it's a bad business plan. It just means it's a bad investment. But the new Ethereum protocol is less inflationary, probably deflationary, which makes it a good investment. So I sold my Square and I bought Ethereum. If I was still on Twitter and they didn't kick me off, you would have known that. But now I'll let you know now. As far as Square goes, I feel like I don't know enough about how Tidal works to know whether it was a good purchase, other than to say, and I hate deferring to authority. I hate it when people say, like, when I say to somebody like, "Oh, hey, why did you buy this?" or "Why do you believe that?" And then they say, like, "Oh, because the person in charge of it's really smart." I mean, I just don't like that answer. That answer never sits well with me. Okay, but smart people make mistakes too, and you should do your due diligence and figure things out. So that said, Jack Dorsey buying Tidal, I think, might be an NFT play of some sort. And Jack Dorsey knows more about this stuff than me. He is more in the know, and I assume he has a way to monetize this thing and figure out how it fits into like his overarching strategy. The music industry is going to be probably the biggest beneficiary of the NFT craze because of the way that they can use it to create sort of a reverse pyramid scheme where you sell the original album on an NFT for a certain amount of money, and each copy of it then sends money back to the original creator. If I still own Square, I think I would know more about this. But since I don't own it, I haven't looked into it. I do see how Tidal works in this whole thing, because the way that you're going to trade music in the future is quite possibly the same way that you trade cryptocurrencies or utility tokens now. So in the future, you may buy and sell and trade music the same way that you buy and sell and trade utility tokens now. So I have an idea where he's going with it. I think I know where he's going with it. And if that's where they're going with it, it could just be like pure fucking genius. Or maybe he just wanted to meet Jay-Z. I don't know.
I think they know each other already. I'm pretty sure they know each other already and like each other plenty.
That said, I bought Ethereum with my Square money. I made a good chunk of money off of Square. Square was a very good investment for me. I have no problem with people who are still holding Square, and I might buy Square again in the future. So, but I really like the changes that Ethereum made to their business model, and so I thought I might want to own a chunk of Ethereum. Right now, for those interested, here are my crypto holdings. Largest holding number 1, Bitcoin, duh. Second largest holding number 2, Ethereum. Like I just told you, I sold a whole bunch of Square to buy it. Third largest holding number 3. No one will ever guess this in a million years.
Doggy coin?
It is. Oh, what'd you say?
Doggy coin?
No. Fuck. But to many people, it's going to sound just as stupid. Third largest holding, Decentraland. Decentraland. Fourth largest holding, Filecoin. Fifth holding and smallest holding, Link. Chainlink. Those are my crypto holdings. If anybody wants to know why Decentraland is my third biggest holding, I will gladly tell you. But if nobody wants to know, that's fine too. All right. James Hanna says, Michael Schultz says S&P 500 is the GOAT investment, has and always will be. James Hanna says S&P 500 is stupid. Okay, and then they argue for a second. S&P 500 is a great investment. If you invest in the S&P 500, nobody can ever say that you're stupid, because it is not stupid. I don't know that it's the best. And here's why. The S&P 500, according to their sort of bylaws, they end up having to just hold, they have to hold the top 500 companies, obviously, but like right now it's so over-teched that holding the S&P 500 is closer to holding a tech ETF than it is to holding the market. I would suggest, and obviously people can argue with this, and there's reason to believe both sides of this, but I would suggest having a lower weight right now S&P 500 and a higher weight Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway is very bank and insurance heavy, and in a rising rate market, Berkshire Hathaway is going to outperform the S&P, because the S&P in a rising rate market with all of these tech companies with insane multiples is going to lag behind. I started I sold. I'm gonna say, what's today? Today's Monday, so I'm gonna say last Wednesday or Tuesday. I sold all of anything that I had that was anything close to a tech ETF, and I bought Berkshire Hathaway. So,
Professional.
And if I do it, it might be a good idea. It might be a bad idea, but I think that the S&P 500 is too close to a tech ETF right now to be actually like have your portfolio weighted correctly. And I would probably, I mean, obviously there's tax implications, so don't just dump out of things and dump into things if you can't offset it, or you don't think that you're going to outperform by more than your tax liability. But if you do just have cash that you're putting into something right now, or you can offset with some bad decisions that you can sell at a loss, then I would say I would much rather be right now, as far as like zero risk. Like I'd consider S&P sort of like a zero risk thing. As far as like zero risk retirement funds, I would rather be in Berkshire Hathaway than the S&P 500. James Hanna says, all in on MSTR. Yep. I told everybody who followed me on Twitter a year ago, when I had my Twitter account for a short period of time, that I was buying lots and lots of MSTR. And I told everybody to buy lots and lots of MSTR because it was basically like a Bitcoin weighted ETF. And the people who bought MSTR, you can go back and look at my Twitter. I'm not just like make shit up after the fact. You can go look at when I told people to buy MSTR. You've made a lot of money. Lots and lots of money. It's up 400% since then or whatever. And so, yes, I have made a lot of money on MSTR. I still hold all of my MSTR. I haven't sold any of my MSTR. And it's because if I sell it, it's just like such a massive tax liability. I would rather, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Right now, everything I own, it's like, here's the weird thing about the pandemic. Everything I own, and anybody who started making trades at the beginning of the pandemic, like just fucking super obvious trades, like buying fucking Amazon or buying FedEx or buying Bitcoin, like super fucking obvious trades that happened like at the beginning of everyone staying home. Buying Johnson & Johnson. You just like, it's all you have. Like everything in my portfolio right now is a massive winner. And everybody else who did that probably has the same problem. Like every fucking thing in your portfolio is a massive winner. I mean, everything in my portfolio is up somewhere between 100% and 400%. So it's like, I can't sell anything because of fucking tax liability. I have to really have like a massive conviction. Or I'm not like Square, I wasn't up that big. So like Square was something that I could dump out of because I had a pretty big conviction about Ethereum. I mean, you could buy, if I started to think the market was going to tank, I guess I would buy put options on some of the stuff to avoid selling it and facing the tax liability, or short something. I don't know. It's all fucking.
Well, I mean,
You guys
to add
have to
on,
read up. I'm not going to go over that in this conversation. You guys can read up on it. How to avoid taxes.
to tack on to what you said about Jack Dorsey, you know, buying title like related to NFTs. That's also why he supports Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin Bitcoin's useful in large purchases. So if Tidal / goes the NFT direction, and Elon Musk obviously supports Bitcoin because you could buy a damn Tesla with those things.
Right.
So if you could kind of predict if somebody's operation involves like large purchases, they're going to be supportive of Bitcoin, especially if other people are looking in that same direction.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah. Okay. If you put money into ARK back in, you'd be up 150%. Okay, I don't know what that means. You're up. If you put money in anything in March of 2020, you're up 150%. What did I buy MSTR at? I can't remember. I bought it in, I don't know, May or something. You guys, you can go back and look. It's up something. It's up something like 450% or something. So I bought it. Take whatever it is today and divide it by 4.5. They said I sold Square at the perfect time. I just got lucky. It wasn't. I didn't sell it. I didn't try to time the market. I just got lucky. If Ethereum dumps tomorrow, if Ethereum goes down 30% tomorrow, I'm gonna wish I still own Square. But I'm very happy about my decision, and I'll stick with it. I didn't make my decision based on like my gut instinct. I made it based on the facts on the ground. Ethereum changed the protocol. Square, I wasn't a huge winner for me. It was a big winner for me. I was up, 30% or something. So I figured I would take the tax hit on that, and the tax hit I took on it wasn't so much that I thought that it was worth holding it at that multiple, because the Square multiple is just comic, and not get the new Ethereum. Michael Swiss says Berkshire Hathaway is building itself on buying public utilities. Yeah, Berkshire Hathaway, it's public utilities and it's insurance companies. So Berkshire Hathaway just always has this massive, massive cash flow. And that's why they're always ready to make a move. But the problem lately has been, like, they just don't make any moves. Like I don't know if Warren just doesn't see the moves or if there aren't moves. But he has not made any moves. He bought a bunch of Verizon. That was his big move, But that said, they just own a mountain of banks and they have a mountain of cash. Here's the thing about Berkshire Hathaway. You're never going to, like, the S&P can go down and the S&P can become, I guess, undervalued because, let's say it's weighted so heavy towards tech. Let's say the S&P actually becomes a laggard because tech becomes a laggard. Well, Berkshire Hathaway won't become a laggard. And the reason why it won't become a laggard is because Berkshire Hathaway can always just buy their stock back and bump the price back up. So Warren is looking out for you. Like, if you invest in Berkshire Hathaway, the thing that you need to know is that Warren is always looking out for you. So Warren won't let you lose money. Warren will make sure you make money. And even if Berkshire is trading at a horrible multiple like it is now at like 13.5, like the S&P is trading at 18.5, Berkshire's trading at 13.5 or something, like, or maybe the S&P is trading at 21. It's like some fucking stupid number. Berkshire could easily be worth double what it's worth now if it was a high flyer stock, if it was like a fucking Wall Street Bets type stock. But Warren still won't let you lose money because Warren will just buy his own stock back and bump the price up. He'll just bump. I think that I bought, like I said, I bought Berkshire, a bunch of Berkshire. I sold out of tech ETFs and bought Berkshire sometime like Wednesday of last week or something. And I mean, since that time, tech's tanked and Berkshire's gone up. So it is what it is. Michael Schultz says that it's 626 today. I mean, at one point in time, it was like, I think he's talking about MSTR. I think MSTR was like 900 at some point. I was up like 650% or something. So yeah, MSTR has come down off its highs, but it's still fine. MSTR trades like half of it's a Bitcoin ETF, and the other half of it trades like a tech stock. So when tech goes down, it goes down. When Bitcoin goes up, it goes up. But when tech goes down and Bitcoin goes up, it just fucking stays flat. The main problem with MSTR, as far as the market is concerned, is that MSTR keeps taking out debt on its share price. So it keeps like acquiring more and more debt because of its giant share price, and then it uses the debt to buy more Bitcoin. So because it's using debt to buy Bitcoin, the market's getting a little bit scared of it. But don't worry about that, because if Bitcoin starts to moon, like, I don't know what Bitcoin is right now. I guess I can look. Bitcoin is, oh wow, 53.5. So Bitcoin's taking off right now. Decentraland 56 though. Decentraland. So Bitcoin is taking off right now. If Bitcoin takes off, nobody's gonna fucking say shit for anything about MSTR's debt problem. They're not gonna say shit for nothing. They're just gonna say like, this company has all the Bitcoin, buy this company. So, I mean, Bitcoin 53.5 right now. I expect, I mean, at 53.5, I would expect MSTR to go up 10% tomorrow. So, if you wake up tomorrow and MSTR isn't up $62 a share, it just sucks to be us, I guess. I would expect it to be up $62 a share tomorrow. James Hanna, any Bitcoin targets? No, I mean, it's Bitcoin. I don't think works exactly like that. Like, Bitcoin is, if you are invested in Bitcoin based on its fundamentals, then Bitcoin is like a world-changing transition. It's gold 2.0. So Bitcoin as gold, so let's say it's gold 2.0 and it just gets half of gold's market share. So half of gold's market share would be $5 trillion. Bitcoin's $1 trillion today. So that means my Bitcoin price target's $250,000 a coin. There it is. There's my Bitcoin price target. $250,000 a coin. It's $250,000 a coin or bust. I mean, you guys got to understand something about me talking about investing. Bitcoin is 5% of my net worth. You know, it's not like I'm not a maximalist. You know, when I say like I dumped out of fucking Square maybe it was 1% of my net worth, and now Ethereum's 1% of my net worth. I mean, these might be large sums of money to somebody, and they're probably tiny sums of money to somebody else. You know, there are large sum of money to like somebody who plays poker for a living, and they're a tiny sum of money to somebody who has an oil well in their backyard. But so I just give them out as it is what it is. You know, it's not going to make or break me my crypto. I mean, I own. Let me see. I own, just for shits and giggles, I own 50. I own like 100. I own 80,000 shares of Decentraland, which I bought at approximately 27 cents a coin. So it's doubled. And that is like, who knows, 0.5% of my net worth or something. But it's fun. It's fun. The reason I like Decentraland is the same reason, like, you remember earlier? Everything comes full circle. Remember earlier when I was talking about how the group is what makes things strong, not the individual? Like, the strongest person from the weakest group will not pass on their genes, but the weakest person from the strongest group will. Okay? there's no such thing as rugged individualism. If you're not part of the strong group, no matter how strong you are, you die. If you're part of the weak group, no matter how strong you are, you die. If you're part of the strong group, no matter how weak you are, you live. The strong group will pull along people in wheelchairs and people who wear MAGA hats and every fucking moron on the planet. The strong group will drag them along. But the weak group, even the most intelligent, most fit, most able person will just be killed by the strong group. So that's why the whole idiotic concept of individual pull yourself up by your bootstraps, I don't want to pay taxes, I don't want to be part of society, is complete fucking bullshit. Society is the reason we all exist. Society is what moves forward. Individuals move out. Okay? That doesn't mean you can't be individualistic within the society, but you have to understand you're very fucking lucky to be born to the in group. Because if you weren't born to the in group, you'd be dead. All right. That's why I like Decentraland. Because Decentraland has a group of people fighting for it very hard. These people are not going to let Decentraland fail because they live in Decentraland. Like, they had to use their stupid money to buy wings so that they could fly over Decentraland, and they used it to buy like a vest that blinks, and Decentraland's like Second Life, I guess. I don't fucking know how it works. But inside Decentraland, these fucking people are very important, and they will defend that with their lives. I'm not even joking. Like, if you're important in Decentraland and you think Decentraland's going away, you might shoot you might fuck something up. You might shoot up a building or something. So Michael Schultz says, I have 0.47 of a Bitcoin and don't know if I should dump it. I want a new Harley, but I know better. Well, Michael, listen to me. A new Harley is far more like this is going to be a weird thing to hear on the internet because people on the internet never say this, but I'm going to say it. A new Harley is far more important than half of a Bitcoin. Far more important.
It is?
Yes. Because you don't get to live two lives. You only get to live this life. And if you die with half a Bitcoin, but you never got to ride a Harley around, you completely wasted your fucking time. It's a complete fucking waste of time. It's way more important to ride a Harley around.
Depends on your financial situation.
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on your financial situation. You could buy a used Harley and still have a quarter of a Bitcoin. How about that?
Sure.
People tell me like, oh, I've got $8 million in fucking donk coin or something. Like, all of my friends have like lots and lots of fucking money in these coins. And I'll be like, well, you don't have 8 million fucking dollars. You have a bunch of donk coin, and you know, still eat ramen every day. Like, at some point, you have to live your life. It doesn't do you any good. You haven't earned anything until you spent it. Okay? Like, nothing is worth anything until you have something. So, like, having money in an account gives you a certain level of peace of mind. And peace of mind is valuable. Peace of mind is as valuable as riding a Harley. Maybe more valuable. Like, fuck you money is as valuable or more valuable than riding a Harley for anybody, I would assume. Maybe not. You just have to make those decisions for yourself. But if you die with a bunch of fucking money in the bank, it was all just worthless. And if you didn't like actually get to experience the things you want to experience. And waiting until you're old to experience them isn't necessarily the best bet, because when you're old, it's not going to be as fun. So you need to have a certain amount of fun while you still can. It's a balance, but a lot of people treat their money like artwork. A lot of people treat their, like, an easy example of this is Bitcoin. I once said to somebody, if you knew someone who was a vegan and owned Bitcoin, which would you learn about first in the first 2 minutes you knew them? They're a vegan and they own Bitcoin. In the first 2 minutes you know them, which do you learn about first? They're like, I just need to be able to buy vegan coin so that I can fucking tell them that I'm a vegan and that I own cryptocurrency in the same sentence. And it's because, in a certain way, wealth in a certain way is almost like artwork in a certain way. It's like jewelry. You need to let people, certain people, it's very important for them to let people know that they have it, and that's part of the whole thing. That actually is the fun of it for them. The fun of it is telling people that they have it. Michael Schultz says, I already have one of these motorcycles. I just want to. Oh, then you're an idiot. Fuck off, Michael Schultz. You don't need a new fucking motorcycle. Now you've gone too far. I'm not buying that shit at all. I rode motorcycles my whole life. You don't need a fucking new motorcycle. The same amount of excitement you get from your old motorcycle, you'll get from your new motorcycle. I rode motorcycles that went slow. I rode motorcycles that went fast. I crashed fucking motorcycles that were crotch rockets. I crashed motorcycles that were fucking like a Harley or whatever. It's the same fucking level of excitement. Now you're just tilting the shit out of me. Keep your half of a Bitcoin and ride your old motorcycle and shut the fuck up.
Jeez.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now you pissed them off.
I doubt it.
Just kidding. I'm joking. I mean, you made some very compelling statements.
Yeah, you know, you make good investments. I've made some really bad investments too. I mean, I don't know. You make good ones, you make bad ones. At the end of the day, if you guess right 60% of the time, you'll be very well off. Oh, Wayne's gone. I'm in charge. I'm going to play his hand. 10 Jack, Queen, King. Fold!
You are on real time. You're watching the delay. You're watching
Oh.
something that happened a long time ago.
Oh, you're still there. Oh, yeah. I'm watching myself pull my hair out. TJ
Oh,
says vegan. They'll tell you they're vegan first. That's probably true. You just can't know somebody who's vegan for more than 2 minutes without them telling you. And then they'll say like, "I'm not vegan because of politics. It's because of health issues." Well, if it was just health issues, like, you're not telling me
yourself.
Yeah, you're not telling me what medications you take. You don't tell me that what your doctor prescribed you. So it obviously is politics, which is fine. I'm all for it. I think people eat too much meat. I have ideas about it. I think meat should cost a lot more than it costs. I think it should be harder to get, you know. I think it should maybe be a delicacy of some sort. I don't think that poor people shouldn't be able to get meat. I think that you should have to get a meat license. This affects me. This affects poor people and rich people. This is what I've always said. I've always said that to eat meat, you should have to have a meat license. And the way that you get your meat license is you have to hunt, kill, gut, and cook an animal at least as often as you get your driver's license renewed. So how often do you have to get your driver's license renewed? Like every 4 years or something? So like every 4 years, you should have to hunt, kill, cook, gut, and cook an animal and eat it. And if you don't do that, you can't have a meat eater's license because you're not willing to do the fucking work. And I don't know whether I would include fish in that. I think bird would have to be the lowest. Like, everybody would go fish, right? Like, okay, I catch a fish, I hit it in the head with a bat, I fucking cut it open. Like, a lot of girls and, like, wimpy guys still wouldn't be able to do it. I'm sure I'm not supposed to say that, but it's just true. But no, I don't think I would allow fish. I think it'd have to be a bird minimum. And, you know, you could obviously do bigger things like a rabbit, a deer, whatever. But then that's going to be real hard work. I would say, like, me personally, I'd probably just do, like, pheasant. I killed a lot of pheasants when I was a kid. It's not that hard to do. Chicken. You could do a chicken. There goes its head. Fish, maybe, but it'd have to be a big fish. It'd have to be like at least like a 20-pound fish. You couldn't just be like fucking going and catching like a 3-pound bass and then getting your meat eating license. Maybe, I don't know. But then, a lot of people would not go to the trouble of getting a meat eating license because it'd be such a fucking pain in the ass. Because you got to kill it, and then you got to gut it, and then you got to cook it, and then you got to eat it. Like, how many people would go through that trouble? I think it would cut the amount of meat that was eaten by 20% instantly. Instantly, 20% cut. Would you do it, Wayne?
I don't know.
Would you go get your meat eating license, or would you become a vegetarian?
I mean, do I get eggs?
Yeah, you can have eggs and butter and cheese without getting your license.
I mean, I would probably get the license, but like, I'm just wondering if I could even sustain not having a license. Because if it's no, then I definitely have to get it. If you remove enough foods that like would replace the luxury of eating meat, then it would be arguable. So it actually has nothing to do with the meats. It has less to do with the meats than what the alternatives would be.
If you didn't have your meat eating license, you could still eat anything that didn't have to be killed. You could eat eggs, you could eat butter, you could eat cheese, you could eat all vegetables known to mankind. You just couldn't eat anything that was killed.
It's
because
I would get a meat license, but I'm just like, with that definition, I guess it is possible for me not to get it.
Okay. What would you hunt to get your license?
Cows?
You would hunt a cow? Are you fucking insane? That's the fucking dumbest fucking thing. Do you realize how big a cow is? How hard it would be to kill it, gut it, and cook it?
Chicken, I don't know. I'd raise chickens.
If you showed up at the DMV to get your meat eating license, and they're like, "What will you be hunting today, sir?" and you were like, "Cow," they would just fucking start laughing in your face. You're gonna go and kill a fucking 500-pound cow. See, this is what people don't understand.
If the alternatives, I can't hunt.
Cow.
At least the cow doesn't move.
Dude, Wayne, I would pay a lot of money to watch you try to kill, gut, and cook an entire cow. The cow would probably kill you. Ah,
This is how I get you on by this. That one statement just made the entire stream worth it for you. We got you to
how
laugh.
much? How many doggy coins would you pay to watch Wayne try to kill a cow?
Name a price.
DJ said bird minimum. That's right, bird minimum.
I'm doing okay, but like, you know, if it's retirement money, I might just like kill a cow. I might take a challenge.
Speaking of food, Wayne, it's time for me to make dinner.
All right. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, DJ, Homer J, Michael Schultz, Damon
Thanks
Santor.
for inviting me, Wayne. I'll see
James
you next
Hanna.
time.
Next time. See you later. Limon out. Limon, ladies and gentlemen, and oh my gosh, these MTTs are just complete BS. And I'll turn the sound back on so I don't drive myself crazy. I'm already kind of crazy. Like, after you just like make money, I was like, why am I playing these cards? Smash that thumbs up, hit subscribe for Limon. I don't even know which MTTs I'm involved in. I'm just like clicking buttons, which, you know, MTTs just really aren't that hard. Oh lord, I'm gonna do a queens here. I need threes or queens. Fine. I got a lot of chips. There's a three. There's another three. I'm looking for that 4-3. Bobby, too smart. Let's run into aces. Thankfully, he did not have aces. Thankfully, I had a king. So no chop, no 7. Which one is this? 2 out of 75? Hope this is okay. This is the Monday melee. Okay, that's one of the good ones today. What are we down? We're down like $300 or $400. Well, he definitely wasn't talking about Bryce Yaki's. Bryce Yaki's definitely living his life, eating well. But yeah, which MTT am I not in? I'm in this one, thankfully. I'm in the PLO ones. Did I bust from this one already? Okay, I'm in this PLO, the Monday Melee. Oops, that's blank. Okay, so I did bust from the... did I cash? No, I did not. That's fine. Actually ran good in that one. just finish off the. I'm not in this one, so I'll finish off the. These are the last 3 I'm in. It's hopefully we'll make our money back with the PLOs. Let's check out the top shots. But I will be taking a lot of Limon's advice. Oh, frickin' nickel 9. If he's in the PLO tournaments, then these things are probably good. Good thing he doesn't watch my stuff. Give me a queen, please. There's a queen. Easy game. I do run good in the PLOs. I do have a 5 that's kind of bad. I unblock the whatever. I knew he had aces, obviously. Case queen. Sorry, nickel 9. Easy game. Alright, guess PLO tournaments for life. Excuse me. Oh, that's me. What's going on, guys? Smash that thumbs up, hit subscribe. Ooh. guess it's kind of pointless to tangle here. I hope he has aces now. Or else I would bust. We are close to in the money in here. We need 9. Well, let's do the math too. Oh, that's not this one. This is the one. So 56 times 22. It's 1,232. And this one is 33 times 26. It's 858. It's a level 3, so that's surely gonna hit 1,000. And what about this? I think this 110. Oh, this is definitely exceeded because of the rebuys. Total price. Oh, it's pretty close. 12 times 900. Let's see if there's any theoretical overlay. Hammer. It's hammer time. Jesus. With my chip stack, I'm not even going to bother, even though I do have the ace of clubs. I can bluff this guy, I guess. I don't even... Like, he folded to me when I check raised him. I'm not going to push my luck. Okay, what's the theoretical overlay? Or I shouldn't say theoretical, but what's the discount? $400 extra because it's 1250 guaranteed. Divided by 111 players, so it's 3.06. So essentially our buy-in was 103.6 instead of 110. So 12900 divided by 111. Oh, got the math wrong, so we actually still paid. We do have an inside wrap, but if a 10 hits, we lose to Queen 10. We're I'm still gonna draw because we are drawing the nuts. Guess I could have bet him off that one. I wussed out. So yeah, still did this, even though it was close, no discount. Because the price pool does include total buy-in, so. Let's see what the money is. 18. Okay. Gonna gamble here. Two shouldn't be bad. Oh, two turned out to be very bad. Wow. Never underestimate how bad the two is for you. Hope no a set of queens. Come on, inside wrap at best. Oh, I got your free card. Oh, I hope for a free card. It's not a good free card. More kings. Don't have a set of queens. Hammer. Two more and we're in the money here. Whew. Leads out. Jesus. See, leads out multi-way. You might be going with this hand. I will not be. What's up, Mad Benjamin? What's up, PS3 Shakes? No, I did not take down the interview with Houston Curtis. I'll give you the link. Ooh, I'm dropping very low in chip stack. Needed a club. That's favorable. Might bust here. Just, run into a set. Standard. Thanks for tuning in. Smash that thumbs up, hit subscribe. We have a wrap. It's gonna be rough if a diamond hits. Hopefully me. Looking good. flopped it. We can go with this hand. $10. Pair flush draw. Let's try to fade a diamond here. It's a diamond. Just put my Steph Curry card on. Guess he was drawing for an overbout, or he had twos and got greedy. I wanted to go for it. One more before we're in the money here. There's a might. I don't know what I'm going to do, but probably have to cut this short. I have 18th place. Oh, 9 more and we're in the money. So gotta survive a little longer. Bricked everything so far, and got any good with the other one and busted. I think it was not this one. We're still in this one. On the bubble here. Okay, we might bust this hand. I guess ICM wise, I don't raise this. We'll definitely take it. Alright, we're in the money here. What's up, Nick from Yuma? Should have just changed it to in the money. Although, kind of sad in the money, it's a smaller buy-in tournament. Five more need to bust before we're in the money there. So I think that was the biggest one. Potted like it's hot. This is where we bust. Well, we can't bust this hand. Should have did it faster. Folded fast enough. Getting a lot here, so no miracle. What's up, Patrick Curran? Yep, late night rally. Folding bottom two. Patrick Curran in the squish my tomato video. I guess there's some reverberating bass. I will tone it down and hope for the best. Definitely working on some audio issues. Hopefully this UTG guy busts. And he busts. We are one closer to the money. 3 more need to bust. Definitely, I mean, you need to survive at least one hand. Bottom and open-ended. Come on, King 5 hold. Oh, that's bad. Need a 6 or 5. Oh, there's a 5. Easy game. No spade, no jack. Woo! Easy game. And now we are in a much better position to be in the money. Figure turn the levels down and be close to the mic. Okay, I will turn the levels down and be close to the mic. I have many audio issues, and Patrick Curran is professional with audio. We'll see if this is okay. This stuff's all filler anyway, so. Put your hands up and shout. Queen or 4. That's actually not the worst. Interesting. I don't think we could fold to this bet. That's good. Hope he doesn't have hearts. And he had the best hand the whole way. Bluff catcher. Wow. Full pot. I just can't fold, so hope he doesn't have an 8. Oh, he does have an 8. Got to squish his music. He has a old song, Squid. New banger, both. I'll listen to it after I stream. I don't think I could play, because it demonetizes YouTube. We have a I might bust here. Let's see. You're on stream, so behave yourself. This is the #1 stoner. He's been shouted out in the Houston Curtis podcast. Ryan Fee. Who else you been on?
Well, currently just eating a late night dinner after a long 12-hour day at the office.
Wow, you're a working man now.
Well,
it's called.
The dream is a fake reality for more than 99% of you. So
Jeez,
do your job and get your degree.
Don't sound too bitter. You never even. I mean, you weren't even a pro, really. You were just like a hobbyist that tried to be elite. I don't think it's bad. It's like it's a good skill set to have.
No, I always knew better than the father, like full-timing being a pro.
Yeah. So you had that in you. That's definitely a good thing. My aces are no freaking good here.
Yeah, well, but in mind, like when you were a young guy, it was a different era, and you could actually have a 10 BD plus per 100 win rate
I think you can still do well in poker in this era. Just like for future wise, it's just not like your upside's all up front. Hold on, I might bust this in. I have queens in the big blind.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, but it's like it gets harder at the
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people transfer out.
getting better every year.
Yeah,
And the point is, you could show up at the commerce or whatever, or the bike, literally any time, any day.
yeah,
There'd be action.
yeah. Even as of 6 or 7 years ago, that was the case, and you could be versatile. I think Dan Zach really took advantage of this. Just played a lot of different type of games. We're on the bubble for the no limit hold'em. It's the skill game. It's hard, man. I was talking to Brian Arakaki like yesterday. I'm like, it's easier to teach him like Big O and PLO, and there's a big hump in PLO, but after you get over the hump, I feel like it's a pretty good direction to go. Like I feel like just no limit hold'em and limit hold'em is tough. It's not undoable. It's just tough. Hey, Mike Yoshino might come on. Do you guys both want to come on Zoom?
My reception's really bad.
Oh, you're not by a computer?
I can be, but dude, I'm at my house. You know how the reception is.
Yeah.
You come to the games here.
Yeah. Ooh, 7 out of 7. We're on the ropes in the PLO. Let's see if Michael wants to come on Zoom. Then I'll ship him an invite, and he could talk about his game with one of the players I've never played against, Phil Ivey.
Have you never played with the lobby online?
I've never played with Phil Ivey to my knowledge.
You're certain?
I'm not certain because I've played a lot of people online. I know I've played with Negrano online.
I don't see how it's possible that you haven't played with like 90+% of people.
It's highly possible. I don't know. Like I mean, obviously with the famous people, I keep track, or I'll recognize. I just don't know if he's playing under like a different name. But I've played with like, I don't know. I'm sure like 75% plus of famous people back then.
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, for the audience, the reason PLO is good is because if you're not an awful player, you're a winning player.
That is potentially fair, but it's also hard to quantify. Hard to quantify that you're a winning player. A lot of people claim that they're winning players and are fooled. Or you can be like technically skilled and just you lose your will, then you're just like a winning player until you're not a winning player. That happens too.
Or you think you have a 3-buy-in role and it lasts you a year.
Let's see.
But yeah, I mean the thing about PLO is if you don't lose your will and don't hunt off your stack, you're likely in a good spot.
Yeah, I agree. What's up, PS3 Shakes? Once again, Patrick Hearn and Nick from Yuma. We might have... Oh, here we go. Michael Yoshino's coming on. I don't know. He won't be able to hear you, though, because you're going to be on speaker. Whoa, he's got a sick background.
Does he know I'm on as well?
I don't know. I'll tell him. Yo, where are you? You're out? You're not home?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, cool. Look,
Are
my
you-
video's not working.
Yeah, your video's not working. You're not at home?
Oh,
Well, if you're gonna cameo, should people will see your sexy face, so your WPT final table sexy face. I think I'm in the money for the no limit.
that's weird. My video doesn't work.
Oh, I final tabled the PLO.
Your final table PLO?
I final tabled PLO. PLO is, and I showed you guys. There's overlay sometimes. Like that 4K guaranteed at $700 in overlay. That was insane.
Wow.
Now I'm in the money for the no limit hold'em.
Yeah.
mean, I only told you guys. I tell people
many
on
people are on
stream,
stream?
but I'm not like spamming it on social media. All right, we see Michael Yoshino. Your background's like this 4 aces.
Can you see me?
I can see you. Or not. Yeah, I can see you now. I don't know what's with your background.
Like my background?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What are you up to? When you're by a computer, I want you to tell the story of like what it's like to play against Phil Ivey. As I tell people, he's one of the guys I've never played against.
How many people you got on your thing?
Like 10. I had to restart the stream because I had some issues. Limon was on earlier.
Oh,
We
sick.
were talking about NFTs.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty interesting. Uh-oh, I might bust the PLO this hand. Oh, I hit a queen. Please don't have kings. Please don't have kings. Don't have Jack 10. Okay, I think I win. Yeah, doubled up. That was a pretty key hand. I could have busted. He's got 286 chips left, and he's in last place now. That's what you get.
Yeah. Sick.
That's what you get. I'm limping in with the ace, queen, jack 3, ace x suited. He's all in on the button with 286 chips.
Yeah.
And we're all he might quintuple up, actually.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. We'll see. He's against four hands. If the big blind doesn't raise. If the big blind raises. Okay. I have top pair. That's it. I don't even know. Uh-oh, the guy just pot into me, so I'm going to give him set. Oh, wow. Pot and a caller. Top pair no good in PLO. Oh, 1 player per hand. You can't coach me.
Yeah. Oh, good. Top pair?
Top pair in the great game of Pot Limon Omaha. Is that a good hand? Just top pair, top kicker?
Usually not, but it depends
I
on
was
the
against a set like I
situation.
thought. He backdoor into a flush. I'm now 5th place out of 5. But I have 10.5 big blinds.
So you're 5th place now, huh? That's good.
Final table, 5 out of 5.
Oh, okay. What's first place pay?
Very little. This is a cheapo tournament. It's like a $22 tournament. One second.
Oh, okay.
One. Yeah, winning is good. I'm not complaining about winning. And the fields are very soft too. So, and there's sometimes overlay. Let's see. The winner gets 336 American dollars.
Nice.
And I'm guaranteed at least $84.
Oh, cool.
Oh, but I've already busted from several MTTs.
How many other people are speaking in the Zoom?
The number 1 stoner. No, it's just you on Zoom. Number 1 stoner is on a speakerphone.
Oh, cool.
But you can't hear him. He says you're pretty fly for an Asian.
Yeah.
I got aces, ace, jack 2 with jack deuce of clubs, and the cutoff just min raised. Oh, there's only 4 people left, so we're guaranteed a little bit more. We might bust this hand, but whatever. We're busting with aces and PLO. Heyo, pot it.
So you can hear both of us, right?
I can hear both of you guys, but you guys can't hear each other. Oh, he just called.
You're Nick.
You can hear Nick?
Yeah, I can kind of hear him on the speakerphone.
All right, I think I doubled up. Yes. That's what you get for raising the Jack 10-7-6. Nick, are you playing against me in this table? All right, you didn't get it. Forget it. Yoshi, you didn't even laugh. The guy raised the Jack 10-6-7 in the cutoff and let me double up. That's PLO.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go off. No, I got your joke after the fact.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is. You got to be able to take jokes in this game, or you're in for a really rough ride. So we at least have $112 in this one. Let's see. We need $300 to break even. I think we're actually net positive for the day, actually, because I just ITM'd this week. Let me check. 264 plus 264 plus once. Yeah, we're up for the day. We're guaranteed net positive for the day. You guys know MTTs. Like, you don't know if you're up until the end of the day. Like, you could just, like, get slaughtered for, like, 5 buy-ins early. Well, Nick's off, so it's just us. So when did you play that WPT? Did you final table with Phil Ivey?
That was like 2004 or so.
2004? Wow, that was a long time ago.
Around there. Yeah. Quite some time ago.
How would you win that one?
Going to a home game.
You're going to a private game now?
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask you about it later. I'm gonna rest today. I'm overworked, you know that.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
but I might do stuff in like the next couple days.
Okay, cool.
All right, we'll let you get to your.
For sure.
I'll let you get to your thing. When you buy a computer, let's like actually have a conversation on stream. We're not bothering you
Okay,
when
cool.
you're driving.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I got aces again.
Okay.
All right. Catch you later.
Oh, sick. All right. Bye.
All right. That was Michael Yoshino, old school veteran. We'll get the number 1 Stoner back. Let's put a little pressure on the big blind. If we get 3-bet with a small, I don't know. I'll have to ask Dylan this question. Oh, we got a call from the small blind.
The sound got really bad. I assumed it was me.
I don't know. Oh, I have top pair and the nut flush draw.
Flop or turn?
It's the flop, and I'm 3 away. And the big blind bets into me, and I rip it. I'm putting everyone to the decision.
Hopefully you get a better result than you had in the spot.
He had Jack 10-7 and made top 2 pair. So that's PLO. I got it in very good.
Yeah.
Now I am chip loser. At least I'm net positive for the. I mean, I have double suited ace 4-2. I had aces like 4 times in like the last 5 hands.
Well, did they hold?
Most of them did. Oh man, it's king jack rainbow.
Well,
I'm checking back the flop. Turns a 7 of clubs.
for the audience, I personally watched Wayne have aces and hold up versus a somewhat well-known TV actor, and he went like either 0 for 2 or 0 for 3. It was pretty gross.
0 for 2, I think, but you know, whatever. Everybody has lost aces. Let's see. This guy bet. I have a bluff catcher. I'm just going to pay off here. He bluffed. He bluffed with queen. Well, he may be value betting with queens. I have no idea. But I had aces against queens. Flops king jack. It was probably a value bet. It was a range merge. Armenian merge. I'm now 2nd in chips, but everybody's very close. Now I'm 3rd in chips. But yeah, I mean, I tell bad beat stories to tell people the realities of the grind. It's not to like whine. Obviously, I'm human. I get upset. You know, shout out to Mike Yoshino, who always like has to hear me bitching. But
Where's my shout out? I get it more.
all right, what I bitch to you. I'm not bitching to you. I bitch to him. To you, I'm more like, this is like reality. This is like, you can run this bad, you know, especially in live poker. But you know, it's like there's a lot of like really bad ones I didn't tell either of you. But obviously nobody wants to hear that stuff. But like, and the older you get, there's a problem with being like an older pro too. Like age wise, you just like, you can't act like that. Like you have to be an adult.
Well, didn't you go on a 19-day losing streak at 100, 200 when the hold up of the
I played various stakes like 60, 120 to I think 400, 800, and there was some 10-20 no limit in there too. But I lost like 22.
You literally lose for like 19 days in a row.
22 was my max.
Literally 22 days in a row.
Literally 22 days in a row.
Playing solid in good spots.
I mean, I was an animal in that era, but like I felt like I'd play the field. I was, whatever. It's harder to prove. I like to think I was a favorite, a decent favorite. My obviously win rate at the time acknowledged that, but I know we've had this conversation. It's really hard to prove if you're a winner.
Yeah, the game conditions were good.
The game conditions were good. I think, and I would think that most pros agree, I was a favorite in all those spots, and probably not by a small margin, but the problem is opinions don't matter. Like in the end, whether you ran bad, people just can outplay people, period. Doesn't matter how good or bad you are.
Right.
So it's just hard to prove. In certain game conditions, it's much easier to prove. But when you're taking down uncontested pots or people are getting stacks in bad, it's pretty easy to prove. But when people are fighting back, it's kind of hard to prove. It's like you could prove it 80% certainty, but you really just don't know.
But particularly in limit, where when someone hits off, it's if they want, they're only losing bets in the hand.
Limit,
That's what I think makes limit so interesting because, and I don't have a lot of experience, but when in limit, you lose a little bit at a time. You don't lose your stock.
limit swings are much bigger than no limit swings, but
Individual hand.
yeah, the individual hand, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas and that's what I think makes the limit environment much healthier than the no limit environment.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, again, you cannot lose your whole stack.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to have beef with someone because, again, worst case, they check raise you on the river and make you pay off an extra bet.
Yeah, I mean every kind of poker is gonna have animosity. Even if you don't, you know how it is. Even if you're not playing with them, people can say, "Oh, you suck. I'm better than you." It's okay, whatever. At the end of the year, you gotta make money or have fun or whatnot. Or a lot of the guys who lose a ton in poker, they have businesses or jobs that pay a lot of money, and they have a real position in the real world. So.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say the name on camera, but the dad of a good friend of yours from
Yeah.
university.
Yep.
A guy like that, I mean, he's the most responsible recreational ever.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of responsible recreational players, but the person you're mentioning is
It's not the point. The point is he just shows up when he feels like it, stays for as long as he wants.
yeah.
I assume he tips somewhat well, takes care of people. He's a nice chill guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's there to match cards at the end of the day. But
There's a story about him. There's a story about him, and I'm sure people, or this will be on air, so people can figure it out who it is if they. But basically, he ordered a dish, and he's been poor, for a lot of his early life. So he was really upset because he had to make a very large deal. He had to leave, and he's like, I don't want to waste the food. And I told him I'll eat it. I don't, I know it's psychological for him because he's been poor and not had food before. But he kind of asked, does anybody gonna take the food or and I just he knows who I am. I know who he is. So.
yeah. No, that's interesting. I mean, he seems like a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, I know his old story, and definitely came from very, very little, if not negative. I'm 12 out of 12 in the no limit hold'em. I have queens on the button, and under the gun raises 6-handed. Is there a payoff cut? Okay, 12 is. All right, we might bust here. 17. I haven't even watched you play MTTs. Do you even do chip and timer tricks?
Me or Michael?
You. Michael's off. He's
No, I don't like to waste time.
well. You're losing a lot of value by not doing that stuff. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I flop bottom set with pocket queens.
Yeah, that's
Oh, he has a gut shot. Whew! I can't believe I faded a gut shot.
no, but again, the reason I don't like to waste time is because usually when I'm playing MTTs online, I'm playing with 4 to 8 of them at a time.
Right.
So it's just like it's already hard enough to like semi-concentrate. I just cannot risk like timing out or.
Oh yeah. No, I mentioned that to people on air as well. I was like, yeah. I mean, I time out. I click really fast because sometimes I need to like make sure that the thing goes through.
Yeah, so and that's the thing, like, because I played like really big online, right? I played like 200, 400 online.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was irresponsible, but dude, that's a discussion.
Hey, you're a recreational player. It doesn't matter. You're not.
With a good job, with a good job. But seriously, when you're playing massive online, you just can never afford it.
Never what?
You just never afford it.
Yeah. It's really bad.
The spot's too valuable. I mean, like, get 2-4, dude. Even if you're playing like a 5-10 game,
Yeah.
you know.
5-10 online's huge, man.
Yeah, but if you time out, like let's say you have $300 in the pot, and you time out,
Yeah.
like good luck getting 36 back.
Oh yeah. A lot of us had 2 internet connections back then.
Yeah, like I mean, I've heard stories about how people would cram each other, and you know, the first guy to get like what's it called, the like fiber internet.
Yeah.
Had a huge
Fiber
advantage.
optics.
Fiber optics.
Yeah.
Had a huge advantage.
Yeah. No, I've definitely timed out like in hand. It's like insane. Like you just lose a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, dude, happened to me at 1020 for like $3,000, and it was tilting as fuck.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of cheeseburgers.
Dude, 150 bigs versus a tough field online. Good luck.
Yeah.
You know, it's brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. You gotta get over it at a certain point, but it's like.
We might have just made the final table. I don't know. I don't know who had more chips. Yep, we final tabled. 2 final
I'm not
tables.
really playing online or anything right now.
Yeah.
But, my phone is running out of. But the thing is, like, when I do play online, I always have a wireless hotspot on my face.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Because it's just like the EV, and I mean, if you're playing like free rolls and stuff, it's not as important. But the EV, when you're playing like mid to day,
Yeah.
it's just way too high to let it go the punch.
Yep.
And,
No, I agree.
and also when I'm playing, like I do not have anything else open. The only thing I'll have open is like Spotify on my phone, not on the computer.
Yeah. It's,
So I can't afford to risk the application, overexerting itself.
that's very smart. And one of the things I was doing when I was streaming is like I only have like Zoom, OBS, whatever open, a couple browsers, because obviously I need the browsers to look stuff up or talk to people. But yeah, it's just like everything counts.
Oh, dude, it's huge. I mean, even for you to like do Zoom and
Yeah.
phone
It's,
calls and stuff like that.
oh, I've crashed twice, but I'm playing small now. It's not a big deal. It still sucks.
Not as big a deal.
Yeah, it's not. Well, the thing is, I'm also playing MTT, so I'm not like losing, like I'm not losing a pot.
Every shit matters. I mean,
It does. It does, but with MTTs, it's like definitely matters like less than if it's a cash game. You straight up lose like dollars.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That much is true. I'll give you that.
It's not like good by any means. Like if you play online seriously, like you better have like at least 2 internet connections.
Yep, agree with that.
So I made 2 final tables. I'm profited for the day. had a decent day yesterday. So MTTs can be beat. I'm just kidding. As we know, you got to run like this hotter than the sun for MTTs. So even if you're winning, don't think it's like necessarily you. Like people.
So if you're winning, go play 20,000 of them and tell me what your bankroll is.
Sure.
And if your bankroll is, you know, 1,000 buy-ins higher, you're a slight winner. And in all likelihood, you know, if your bankroll is substantially similar, you just got lucky that early ones.
All true.
I mean, it's a joke. Like,
You know who I'm sure is plus EV in MTTs is Jeff Boski. That I'm 100% sure he's plus EV.
I don't dispute that, but I mean, like the guy who we were talking about, like his daughter. You know, I'm not going to dispute as being a winning tournament player, at least in a lot of fields. Most notably the what's it called, the WPT, the like sanctioned tournaments.
Sure.
WSOP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But like, dude, seriously, you know, does she have an edge in the high rollers? Who the fuck knows? I mean, who knows? These things are hard to prove.
Very hard to prove.
And they don't even run. They run like, I mean, how many high rollers are there here?
I don't know. Very few, right?
I assume so. I mean, it's a joke. You know, like there's so few. I mean, like one a month or something. You have the same guys chasing it.
Yeah, it's not.
And then it's such a joke.
Well, the thing is, like, it depends. I mean,
Make even in a high roller net of like travel expenses and stuff is amazing. Did I lose reception?
no. I'm in 2 final tables. I'm in the top 3. I'm 1 out of 3 in the PLO, and then
Got it. No,
Yeah.
but seriously, like being break even net of expenses in a high roller type tournament is
yeah,
a massive accomplishment.
yeah, totally agree.
And it's like, I mean, but anyway, my point is, like the guy who we were talking about, his daughter, is obviously going to be plus UV, and you know, you're like kind of run of the mill tournament, like a, you know, one of these.
He could win in cash games too if he wanted to. He just doesn't care. Like, he's there to relax, not
I'm
like.
talking about the daughter. I'm talking about
Oh, the daughter. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but what's it called? Like the fucking the magnet tournament. The, you know what I'm talking about, right?
What, like the big tournaments?
Yeah, like they have it like the Bayek and Commerce, where they have like $1 million day one.
The quantum, or I don't know.
Quantums, yeah. Like dude, if she enters a quantum, she's a massive favorite. It's not even close.
Sure.
But like, you know, she's gonna be a massive favorite on like the overwhelming majority of field.
Yeah.
But like, but she's so good that I just can't like dispute that she's gonna be a winner. But the thing is, like, when she comes in a Friday game without VIPs or without a lot of VIPs, or when she goes and you know and do 25K buy-in tournaments or something like that, and I don't even know her, right? So I can't like comment too much. But is she a favorite or not? I don't know. I mean, either way, it'd be close.
Hard to prove. Yeah.
Hard to prove.
The higher up you go is just so hard to prove.
It's so hard to prove. But I'll tell you this: you don't want her in your 5-10 game at the Commerce.
Yeah, probably not.
I'll tell you that much.
Oh shit. I could beat a busted spade draw.
You know who you don't want in your 5-10 game at the Commerce? Michael Yoshino.
Oh yeah.
That guy's dangerous.
Yep.
And I'm his partner.
Well, I just bluff caught the same guy twice at the final table, so
Did we go through?
he bluffed once and he bluffed again, and I caught him both times. Well, the first time it was probably a value bet. He had queens and I had aces, and it was king jack on the flop. The second time he straight up bluffed. And I had a queen 10 3 4. The flop was 10 5 4. I bet the flop he called. And then the turn was a 4, so I have 3 pair. And then the river was a queen. So obviously open-ended gets there. Or if he has like a wheel draw to the bottom. Or sorry, like whatever, 2 3 4 because it's blind versus blind. And then he just like potted the river. And just like heroed with top 2. It's actually like interesting because like if the river is like a king or an ace, it's really hard for me to call.
And this is on global too, right?
It's on global, yeah.
Yeah, they rarely bluff too. That E6 is on that read.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's the thing like I've been telling you. Like you have to micromanage because I've been playing with this guy for like a while, and you just can't do stuff that's in a vacuum. Like
You have notes, right? You have to take notes on the flip.
I don't have notes, but I generally
Mental notes.
mental notes,
whatever.
yeah. Because it like you know how it is for PLO. It's really hard to. Actually, you're right. I should write capable.
Well, something I've done that allowed me to be successful on ACR when I played on ACR was literally every time I played with someone, I'd force myself to write stuff down as soon as it became apparent.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't have a lot, like if I saw a hand that I thought was interesting, or
Sure.
like non-standard, whether it was good or bad, I'd write the hand history down in full.
That's a very good habit.
Because it's my belief that it's better to have too much information on someone than not enough.
Oh, I totally agree.
And I always want to be able to reference something, even if not in game. Like, there's seats open, and I want to determine if it's a good spot to sit.
Oh man, he has a hand.
And for anyone who's played mid to high stakes, particularly online, but this would also apply to live, understanding if it's a good or bad game to sit is massive.
Yeah, it's just
Like that skill in and of itself is probably worth more than being an elite player.
as Garrett and Chris Sparks said, that's part of being an elite player is being able to game select hard.
Okay, well, let me rephrase that. It's probably worth more than being super studied, subject to having at least decent fundamentals.
Yeah, I mean, technical skill, even in my generation, was overrated. There's like a lot of people in my generation who have higher technical skill than me are broke or negative. And yeah, they're definitely more talented than me as poker players, but you know, play too
It just
big,
doesn't have, like,
battle
a
too
lot of
much.
that.
Yeah, and it's like recognizing when you sun run is very important.
I mean, like, here's the thing with Solon, right? Assume he's had nothing to drink and assume he's, like, fresh and stuff like that. I mean, realistically, his win rate may be a couple points higher in hours 1 to 4. But in hour 22, if he's buried, he's going to be the well that you're never going to lose the club.
I can't comment that far. I've actually never played with him, but you know, I just hear.
It's not the point. I mean, I haven't either, but it's stories you hear. You know, it's like, if the guy's capable of going off and he spends enough time at the table, he's going to go off. It's great.
Yeah, that's the game selection that people kind of. I mean, Dan, Zach, and Garrett, or not Garrett, Dan, Zach, and I think Andy talked about this too. We're just like, you know, the initial lineup like is overrated. Like if there's like.
It's a joke. I mean, if you're smart and you do what Michael Yoshino did back in the day, he'd set his alarm at 4 in the morning, get up and head straight to the commerce.
It's very smart.
I mean, it's brutal. You know, it's fucking brutal.
Got to make a living, man.
But
He's a professional.
no, but seriously, like most poker players get up at like 12. You know, they couldn't comprehend the idea of. I mean, they're awake at 4 a.m.
True.
They're awake at 4 a.m. and not getting up. They're at the casino chasing losses.
Yeah.
And even if they're not stuck, it's like they're exhausted. It's just like it doesn't even matter. Like I show up at 4:30, and he's on hour 16, and I'm fresh, I'm probably gonna have an edge on him.
I don't know. I have to watch you guys play. I really don't know. I mean,
You know, and again, I'm willing to say the same thing about the lost treatment. I mean, whatever the specific hour is doesn't, really matter. The point is, if you've been playing for a long enough time, and I show up fresh and I don't punt, I can wait for a good spot.
yeah, that's definitely
And
true.
if there's a pro who's capable of going off, who's been buried, and he has like
There's a lot of pros that are
marginal hand
capable
or whatever,
of going off. Yeah.
he's probably gonna go with it because he's been card dead all night.
This motherfucker.
And a lot of these dynamics aren't really taught. But the game was hugely informative.
Yeah, just there's so many intangibles and stuff that goes way beyond technical skill. It's not like they have a reputation of being fundamentally strong and not technically weak, but definitely there are people way technically stronger than me. But it's not that I can't catch up. Like I've asked a lot of new school players, and obviously I have access to Dan Zach and some other people to fill me in the blanks. But the thing is, while they take it seriously and memorize as many spots as possible and look up every spot, I'm just kind of winging it because the fields I'm in aren't hyper competitive anymore. It's nice. It's relaxing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, but I also think that even if you're not technically better than everyone, although I would argue you're for sure in the top 1%, technically, probably top 10%.
Maybe. Don't care.
You're literally elite when it comes to playing responsibly.
One of the better ones for sure. Yeah.
2021.
Yeah, in 2021, I'm definitely extremely responsible. There were, nobody is 100% responsible in the entire poker career because a lot of it takes experience and reflection. But yeah,
Let me finish the question. When was the last time you made quarter 50 on your own money?
quarter 50, very long time ago. I think 2016 maybe.
No, you played that and bigger on stake.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact,
Yeah.
but that's on stake, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But literally 5 years ago, right? Something like that on your own.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, and that was on camera too.
It's been fair to say that were quarter 50 and up or equivalent, 200, 400 limit or whatever.
Yeah.
That would have been fun to be spots for you to take.
Oh, there's ton. Yeah, people have offered to. There's one embarrassing time, not embarrassing, but I was propping. I had to be there the next day, and Brian Kim. There was a super sick game, and he was just "I'll take any piece of you." I was I'm not doing this. I don't feel good too, because I know if I lost his money, I would just feel miserable too. But he was ready to take any piece of me.
But just to clarify, was he staking or was this...
No. He would take a percentage, not stake. Yeah.
That make it pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good way to do it.
Because the thing is, he wasn't able to get in the game because obviously I'm a weaker player than him in No Limit Hold'em. No, it was No Limit Hold'em, but he would have been able to, I think, get me a spot.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, the thing is, the problem though with that was how big was the game?
It was big. I don't remember. It was big. There's no way I would ever play that huge.
Just make up a number. How big was it based on your recollection?
I think it was 51 or maybe 1-2. I don't
If you're
remember.
playing 51 and you sell 80% of yourself, whatever the win rate would be, 1/5 up. How does that compare to taking all of yourself at a 10 fund?
Yeah, that's fair, but Yeah, definitely fair.
Like,
What's the point? I mean, it's playing high stakes
yeah,
live. It's
like,
just
what's the
ego.
point, you know, it's like, it's one thing if you're like steeping full where you're getting happy up, but you know, if you're backing, if you're just selling pieces, it's kind of like, why bother?
Yeah.
Um,
I just value bet Ace Jack on in PLO.
Ace Jack 5.
No. I had a pair Ace. It was Ace 9-9, turn 6 River 5. I'm presuming you call with like kings or queens or something.
So it's pretty, there's 78 out there, right?
It's what?
78 out there as well, right?
Yeah, 7-8 out. But I limped small blind and he PFR'd big blind, so I presume he had a big pair.
I mean, that's just like the cool thing about, you know, the decision trees, I guess, where you can just basically have, you just know like 7-8 is never in his vein.
Unlikely, not never. It could always be a side cards.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it's PLO. It's like, you know, even if a deuce is an unplayable card, it could always be attached to like aces or kings, and then they just have a deuce.
Right.
I am laddering in the no limit hold'em. I am now 8 out of 8. Somebody busted. I am chip loser, although if I double up, wow. How's it going, guys? Smash that thumbs up, hit subscribe. This is the #1 Stoner, who got a shout out in the Ryan Fee Pokercraft, as well as Houston Curtis, maybe more, I don't remember.
Yeah, I've been speaking with Theo a lot, actually.
We are now heads up in the great game of Pot Limit Omaha.
Ryan Fee is one of the few poker training site owners that has my respect and Wade's respect.
Oh, Ryan Fee is great. He's very intelligent, very hilarious. Like, he knows this too. I can't act like he does because I need to be friendly in a casino. but,
Right.
but he's hilarious, very smart guy.
Personality too, though, like, you know.
Well, I mean, I didn't see that part of him for like a while, but I guess it was always in him.
I mean, he used to be like a dorky guy, right?
When I met him, he was already like, you know, on his way up doing cool stuff. But, you know, he and I both transfer over to entrepreneurship, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy, though. Like,
Yeah.
I really,
Oh, no, he's a good guy, really smart, and just, you know, like, it's funny because I had him on with Barry Woods, and we were just talking. This is after he had mercury poisoning. He didn't tell me he had mercury poisoning when I first met him, because we didn't know each other that well. But, like, yeah, we were on with Barry Woods, and we're just like, Ryan Fee and I were like, dude, we just want to live to Barry's age. Fuck anything else. Fuck like poker. I'm grinding this guy down and heads up YOLO.
here's the thing about Barry Woods, and as a disclosure, I don't know Barry Woods, but he has a very successful business.
Yeah.
He's not nearly as bad as anyone watching this is.
He can play well when he wants to.
That's what I mean.
He just doesn't.
Dude, it's just, he has a very successful business when he's on TV. You know, he doesn't mind talking a bit, but, you know, he's probably better than most of the viewers. And it's not enough
Yes,
of the viewers.
I would agree. Wow, I flopped the full house. I was an underfull though in PLO.
Yeah, but when you play enough poker, you know, that's how it works.
I'm going for the throat. He folded. King Queen 4/4 rainbow on the button heads up. I'm actually gonna fold this. I guess I got a limp. I'll limp. Jeez. Yeah, I limped. I mean, against like a competent player, this seems suicidal, but it's just. I mean, sorry, competent player in a cash game is suicidal, but this is an MTT, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. Cause if you have a limp back raise range, you know, then they can't just raise you with impunity.
Yeah, I C bet flop and took it down, or I just bet flop and took it down. I have like, this is where technical skill potentially can be lacking, because like I'll have nut blockers heads up or 3-handed or 4-handed, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to fold. But so this is where that technical skill is a little bit lacking, but at least I'm not going to just like, you know, say, oh, I'm a blocker, bet, just get called by any flush. Wow, I had a rip hand in no limit, but I wasn't paying attention to my chip stack. King 9/6 with 3 diamonds in PLO. I'm just gonna pot and hope he doesn't have it. It's 9/7/6, or sorry, 9/7/5. I took it down. I feel like I could limp button in this against this guy if I don't have. Did I pay jump? Yes, I pay jumped in the no limit. If you were watching, I know you know this now, but this is why you don't YOLO with like with what the charts say, because I came in the final table 9 out of 9, and now I'm 6 out of 7 because other people YOLO'd off. And now I'm pay jumping. I just made $200 folding all day.
Like here's the thing. I mean, here's the reality. You do what the charts say, absent having a reason not to.
If you have like if everything in a vacuum, but even then, depending.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Absent having a better reason, you do the standard thing. This is just generally true in something, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have a reason to, it's not the standard thing. It's the standard thing, definitionally.
Sure, and it's never gonna be that bad.
Yeah, I mean, well, it could be. Like, if you're playing a tilting rack who never folds when not.
Oh yeah, then never bluff. Yeah.
Like seriously, that's a punt.
It is true. The call with mid pair here. Yeah.
I do think though that like
I'm 5 out of 6 now, so I just made 3 pay jumps at the final
yeah,
table.
but like it's just like in reality you can always wait for better, like especially in a cash game, dude. You can always wait for a better spot.
I potentially can hero here. Nope, I was wrong. I knew I was kind of wrong, but
Speaking of waiting for a better spot, the guy goes, I potentially hero here. Oh, I was wrong. It goes.
I mean, you just never know. Like I was most likely gonna be wrong. I was getting 1 to 4 on the call.
Well, yeah, huh?
Oh, sorry, 1 to 3 on the call.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be right a quarter of the time, right? So, it's not a
Yeah.
big deal. Assuming you actually believe you have a Bitcoin.
Well,
like the weird stuff,
What happened is I river middle 2. So if he doesn't have a queen, he can't beat a 7. I have 7s and 5s. So, and he could be purely airballing too. So.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the weird thing about poker, because mathematically you have to be right, fucking 25% of the time. And if you're right 40% of the time, that's a big call.
Yeah.
You're still mostly fuck.
Well, I lost my lead in the heads up PLO. He's going ham. What do I have? I have second pair, a gut shot. Oh, he's got the chip lead now. Wow. He limps button. I have king 2, jack 9 double suited. Flops ace king 2. I bet out and he calls. I feel like I'm getting trapped. I'm going to check fold. Second pair and bottom pair. I just laddered again. I'm 5th place. I came to the table 9 out of 9. I folded to folded my way to $400. I have ace queen now. Somebody raised before me. Obviously, I can't fold this. So I'm just going to rip it. It's against one of the GTO regs. He has ace 10. We flop an ace. He has a gut shot and I hold. I have ace king.
So what are you at right now?
4 out of 5. Oh, I'm all in with the ace 8 against ace king. Let's see if I get sucked out. Nope, I win. I'm in the final 5 in the no limit. 3 out of 5 in chips now.
What do you stand to today?
Hold on.
Are you now up?
First place is 3K. Yeah, I'm net up. Once I double final table, I'm net up. You know how MTTs are. Like, you don't know if you're gonna do well until the very end.
Very good. And even that, usually a disappointment.
Yeah.
Just that. Not the truth.
Yeah. So this is a funny hand. I have king 6 5 4 all hearts. And flops jack 2 3 2 diamonds. So I have a wrap to the top. I river a straight, but it's the 3rd diamond. He bets half pot. I don't think if he is not bluffing this time, I'm going to stop paying him off. Oh, we have the same hand. Folding 10 6 5 3 rainbow on the button. How's it going, Felix Tang? Says punt. Maybe. Are you talking about me or the other guy? What's up, catching 45? All the wild animals are coming in. All right, flop trips in PLO. So I turned a full house. Still checking. This guy's just not really bluffing.
Who joined the call?
The what?
Did someone join the call?
No.
Oh, I heard someone. Yeah, I mean, dude, like,
Dude, just gonna need a lot of winners in this heads-up match. Like, oh, I might have pay jumped again. No, I didn't. This guy was. Oh, I did pay jump. I am 4 out of 4 in chips in the no limit.
yeah, but if 2 of the 4 self-destruct, you're gonna get spawned.
Yeah.
Just how these things work.
AK, let's go. Yeah, that's right. Check's good. Come on, diamond. Damn it.
So, I have a legit question for the G22.
Sure.
Where do you see the future of poker going?
This is my narrative, which I don't know if will hold up, but poker will be around as long as the human race exists. There is 2 phenomenon in poker that I'm pretty sure is going to happen. And those will help poker quite a bit. Minimum 2 big events in the future, which makes poker still worth the time to be one of your life skill sets.
So, how do you see, like, maybe the type of game that runs into the format, things of that nature?
I think you should always have Nolan Hold'em in your arsenal if you're playing for a living. I think, oh man, I just accidentally min raised in the no limit. Part of it's because I'm in 2 tables. I just mistyped. Oh, he folded anyway. Mr. GTO. I'm 2 and 4 in chips now. Yeah, I think there's at least two phenomena that will happen that makes poker a worthwhile skill set to discuss, to explore, but not as a pure career. I don't think it's a good pure career. I think, like, if you're young in like your early 20s and you have the talent, you could potentially do it for a few years because the upside's up front. And then after you've, done your bit, start transferring out. And there's always the risk of failure too. The problem with poker is, like, it's just not a good, like, long-term industry. The only good...
Yeah, here's what I have issues with that model, though, because a small fraction, well, when I say that, I'm talking about a subset of 1%, like maybe a tenth of a percent, are going to have the set and discipline and run good, quite frankly, to have a great result such that they can, get to a point where they can actually transfer out. I think that for the majority of poker players, it's just not realistic.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, what happens is, even if you're a winning player, like, let's say you're just grinding like the 5-5, whatever, maybe 5-10 if it's a really good game. How much do you make a year?
Limon did that calculation. It's ugly.
No, like, not you, just like...
Yeah, I know. We're talking about just, like, if you're a competent player, say you are in the top.
Like, not like competent, like semi-competent, just like a slightly winning player. I mean, you're making like $25 an hour, you know? I mean, maybe I'm slightly off. Maybe it's like 40. But you live in LA. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do I bust here?
So when you live in LA and, quite frankly, you make less than 100K as a household,
Oh, you're screwed.
it's just, well, I mean, most people don't make 100K, but the reality is you're just not going to be able to save very well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're seriously disciplined, you might be able to do a bit, but then it's like, the problem is skill sets that you've developed will all be like poker skill sets.
Yeah. They don't transfer well.
It's really hard now because you don't have money to like go and start a business, invest in something, and your skill sets are all poker related.
Yeah.
So for you to like exit being a player, I mean, it's an option, but then you sort of have to become like a dealer or like go to school. And then, you know, you're in the third spot where you're lucky and now you're not.
I'm probably gonna lose the PLO.
That's sad. But
Do I call off here?
it's sad because you hear it and we're wrong. And maybe if you didn't hear it, you could have, well, who knows? There's
Who
small
knows?
guys.
Yeah. I'm ICMing like this Mr. GTO guy is oh yeah, I busted the PLO second. Alright, at least I can focus on the no limit. So I'm 2 out of 3 in chips. I'm in the final 3. Mr. GTO has he's all in, so I hope, damn it, the other guy didn't call. I have pocket sixes in the big blind, so I'm probably gonna go with it regardless. Yeah, I laddered Nick from Yuma.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, so it's just it's so hard to have a run that would merit, you know, first of all, I mean, it's hard to be a winning player.
Yeah, it's increasingly harder nowadays.
You have to run okay.
Yeah,
But then even if you run okay, like, to really, like, have a poker exit, absent having other things going on, as a poker purist, you kind of have to be in, like, a spot where you're one of the best guys because you want to make enough to exit. You know, a guy like Garrett Adelson, because he's made enough. A guy like Balad, technically, probably can't, because it's not that he hasn't made enough, but he don't the other half.
I have no idea what his situation is. I hear he's a rapper now.
Yeah, well, how will that go?
I don't know. It's still going.
You know, take your David Benjamin, and I personally know David, by the way. He's made a series of life choices that have prohibited his exit, but like, the reason he plays is because he has to play.
Felix Tang, this is the #1 stoner. He's on speakerphone.
No, but I'm serious. Like, I mean, you should see him go to these like some games or whatever. He's not having fun. He's there to make money. It's just how it is.
Sure.
I mean, I think he views poker in a very similar way to you.
My view.
Tolerable, but
Yeah, it's definitely tolerable. Like, it's not like slave labor, but you know, it's not. The older you get too, like, the worse your risk tolerance is. Like, I won't lose my will, but I definitely get more stressed out than I used to for losses. What What do I get for second? I got $224, and I went in as chip leader. So maybe my heads up PLO needs a little work. Everyone gets a little work, but in all honesty, I was dealt a lot of losers. We know this.
I mean, yeah, but at least you got second.
Yeah. No, I'm doing really well in these PLO MTTs. Like, I've won 3 of the... Ooh, wow. I've button min raise, small blind, 3 bets. I have queen 10 of clubs in the big blind. I'm folding.
You kind of have to play it as a 4-bet if you're going to play it, don't you?
Most of the time, but there can be situations where...
What do you flat?
Yeah, you flat and then raise any flop, or if bet if you're check 2, obviously. So.
Well, a cool spot is like if the button's gonna overfold, then you can definitely flat if you're in position. But anyway, but yeah, I mean earlier on the call, I specifically said to win in PLO versus most fields in this era, you just have to not punt.
Yeah, I agree.
And like what's the buy in the turn? $50, $55.
The one I'm in now, it was 110 times 2.
The PLO.
Oh, the PLO is $22, but the bigger ones are 110.
That field is just not going to be very confident.
Yeah, just don't punt.
Yeah, I mean they're there to match cards and stuff.
Yeah, I mean I probably didn't play optimally, but whatever.
It
Like,
doesn't matter.
I won't
It's
punt.
just by not punting, you're able to consistently get deep.
Yeah,
That's how it
100%.
works.
This 3-handed match is going to last a very long time because the lowest chip stack guy is a GTO veteran. And he's probably more studied than I am. I don't think the chip leader's that bad either, so this is going to go quite a while.
That's how these things work, right?
Yep. Wow, this guy's going animal. I mean, both my opponents seem pretty competent. It's
Yeah, but like this is another like phenomenon of tournaments. Shouldn't be that shocking to anyone.
sure.
Generally speaking, I mean, this isn't necessarily true in individual tournaments, but it's true over, meaningful sizes. The best players in a tournament are the players at the end.
Yeah. Wow, this guy's raising 5x now, so he's switching up gears.
And you want me to explain to the audience why the best people are the people who do.
Well, now he's raising higher. I'm obviously going to switch gears too, but he's putting a lot of pressure on us. I mean, he's adjusting very well. We'll see what happens.
Do you want to explain to the audience why that phenomenon is true?
Which one?
Why are the best people in tournaments the people at the end?
Because they don't do stupid punts.
Well, it's more like, yeah, the people at the end are the people who survive to the end, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you see the pros survival rate, like pros go deeper more often, but it's so much variance.
Yeah, there's not much is true, but just as a general rule, someone who's going to go deeper more often, like Columbia in the football,
Yeah.
tends to be better than, random entrants.
All right, chip loser and chip leader are going at it, so hopefully this is it for chip loser. And I get minimum second.
No, you have that.
No, we're three-handed, and the chip leader is like putting a lot of pressure on us now. He's like raising like 5x and 6x. Oh wow, flop top set. He's drawing to a jack. All right, I'm heads up. So I ICM'd out for waited everybody out, obviously.
What are you guaranteed?
Hold on. I am guaranteed 2,064.
I don't mean to distract you. Like,
No, it's fine. It's like I proactively. I mean, this isn't like the Sundays at all because I was already in the last two. Like, I don't want to make a habit of it. Yeah, I don't want to make a habit of it, but today was definitely okay.
you're just one tabling right now, right?
Yeah, I'm just one tabling now. Heads up. Heads up, no limit hold'em, which I've never done it before in my life.
Well, and the cool thing, and you win like 3 if you win, right?
I have ace 8 against ace 3 now. My 8 still plays. We chopped.
What do you get if you win? 3K?
Yeah, 3K. So we're playing for $1,000 right now, but I am chip loser.
How much? By how much?
He has over 5 to 1 on me, 5.5 to 1 chips.
I mean, but it still doesn't matter. It's just like, I like the way you navigated it. Like,
I came in the final table 9 out of 9, so.
yeah, I mean, if you're, but even if you came in like 5 out of 9, if you're able to enter a final table, even as 1 out of 9, to be honest.
Oh yeah, you could just lose. You'd be dealt the losing hands.
Well, no, what I was going to say is anyone who can enter a final table in any position and get second every time.
Oh, that's huge. That's insane.
I mean, it's never going to happen, but it's like, I'd much rather have that than get first even like a third of the time and just punt the rest, yeah?
Yeah. I turned a full house. I'm out of position, so as you know, I'm inducing. Wow, he actually had the ace of diamonds. Well, he was trapping me. He limped button with ace jack with ace of diamonds. I did not hit a diamond. Alright, I'm ripping ace jack of spades. He has king queen, I flop a jack. He has a hard draw, gut shot, 2 overcards, and he missed. So we are even in chips, I believe, approximately.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like you're heavily much, but
Oh, I'm a little bit lower, but oh, I have ace king against king queen. He flopped the queen. Oh, I rivered an ace. Oh my god.
you scoop.
Yeah, I screwed. Well, not yet. I'm. He has very little chips now.
Dude, that's sick. You made $1,000 from the last.
Well, not yet. He's not done yet. He still has 10 bigs.
And you have like 40?
I have a lot. I have 100 bigs.
I mean, I think though that like,
I have a spade draw and 2 overcards.
I mean, now
Nope,
my
bricked.
approach in these spots is actually to be like pretty tight.
Yeah. No, I am, because like you just need to wait for a good spot,
Yeah, because I just kind of want to guarantee it. I
Yeah.
used to kind of like be loose in these spots, but the reality is if you're loose
Yeah.
and the guy doubles twice, then it's a real game.
This guy's like not dumb, He's definitely been adjusting. Oh, wow. He caught me king jack against queen jack. Oh, I rivered a queen. Wow. That was $1,000 queen.
You did it again.
I won. All right, time to screenshot this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, congrats.
Thanks. How do I screenshot?
What are you up on bet?
Hold on. I need to make sure this screenshot goes.
Yeah. What's up?
Save.
Hold on. Can you give me a few minutes?
First place. Save. All right, thanks guys for tuning in. What are we up for the day? We're up 3K. A little more. We're up 3.2. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. This is the #1 Stoner. He gave us a little run good. And peace out. We'll see you Sunday. I don't think I'll be streaming before Sunday. Mike Yoshino gave me some run good too. Laters.
Yeah, hey,